Welcome back. Whoa, I didn't even know how to start this one. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Phil's Recap and Review. Game of Thrones, Season 8, Episode 5, Dany's Party. It was an episode of Game of Thrones, the second to last episode of Game of Thrones. And wow, what an episode of Game of Thrones it was. A lot to talk about. There was some good stuff in here. There was some crazy stuff. There was some usual nitpicky stuff that we can get into. And we're going to get all into this episode for the second to last time for Game of Thrones. Next week will be our last time that we're coming to you live after an episode of Game of Thrones. It's kind of sad to think about, but this was an endgame kind of episode. A lot of shit went down. If last week's episode could have been called Everyone Gets Laid, some part of this episode could have been called Everyone Dies. And it was all debts kind of paid. Not much is left on the table for the final episode except for... Well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about how we think this got transitioned in. Did it feel earned? Did it feel pushed? Did it feel spanked? Did it feel, I don't know, many other things. But I'm not alone, of course. Of course, I have with me the
You are alone!
I'm all alone.
You are alone!
I'm alone on the hill.
There's nobody in the universe but you, Phil.
There's nobody else. Joe already way ahead of all of us, so everyone needs to catch up to Joe right now. Yeah, Joe is drinking every time something crazy happened in this episode, and he's already dead.
Every time someone caught fire, I had a shot.
Oh, it's horrible.
Do it with me.
That play the drinking game, and you too die of alcohol poisoning after watching this episode. Okay, everybody, but I'm not alone.
That's the only way to watch this season.
The live motherfucking chat. I do agree that this season is better when you're in the bag a little bit. Carmine was saying something about that earlier, and I agree.
It's so much better.
Yeah, it does. Heath hinted in the live chat, Kissed by the Fire. We got Claudio, we got Derek, we got Sheep, Shift, Sheep, Sheet, Split. That's a tough one, and I'm going to screw that up.
That's a good one.
That is a good...
Sheet Split.
It's good.
Say that shit 10 times fast.
No. We've got the live motherfucking chat. Oh my goodness, for the second to last time this season, the live motherfucking chat.
That's bullshit.
Someone's loving...
Fuck you, D&D.
Yeah, I mean, they screwed us out of 10 episodes. Okay, someone messaged me right after this episode, someone that doesn't quite watch the show as crazy as all we do, and they messaged me after this episode, and their response was, that was quick. Meaning Daenerys jumping into full fire on. We've been joking.
That's all it takes, dude. That's all it takes. I'm going to tell you this right now.
Okay, right now.
As someone who has been...
Rage issues?
In their own view... egregiously fucked, right? When it comes down to that moment, when you see the person or are in a moment where like those bells ringing to her was the moment, right? Like to me it was sight on scene was the moment. Like you're capable of shit that you don't even know you are capable of. Everybody. Like, when it comes down to it, if you haven't had that moment in your life, then fucking good for you. I am happy you have lived that charmed of a life that you haven't been put in that moment where it's either, yourself or someone else on the line to, like, at your hands. Like, if you haven't had that moment, you don't. But when you do, you're capable of shit that you don't even know.
I've seen you make those kind of decisions in the moment in front of me. Or like those decisions in the moment when it's faced with that moment, and I've made them. You've seen me make those decisions too. I don't mean to say like one side, like I've seen Joe do that, but no, I've done that too. Rage is a crazy thing sometimes, especially in that moment when you get what you want and then you're faced with that question. K Rich, first super chat of the night. King's Landing was built by Targaryens, herbal renewal by Targaryens. King's Landing was asking for it. It seems to be pretty split in the live chat. We have some people that are saying blah blah blah, or to that effect. Some people saying best episode since season 5. We got Johnny Bad Terrible. They somehow made Dany more fucked up than Negan. I loved it. Best episode since season 5. I wanted Jon and Dany to have a love story so bad no one is having any children here. Thanos just snapped season 8 away. Hey nerds, King's Landing was gone. Time Machine 99 GX says the bell made her think round one, ding ding. It's funny you say that. In my in the notes, I'll get to it. I made a reference,
ding.
yeah, to Rocky. I didn't know. I didn't hear no bell. Yo, Mick, I didn't hear no ding ding. Yo, Tommy, I didn't hear no bell. An amazing line in Rocky 5. There was too much cowbell in this episode. Someone said too much.
Yes, more cowbell.
There was way
more cowbell.
Joe, you're saying it right. You're gonna say more cowbell. Pink Lash says, "What up? All hail our queen." Finn says the visuals were great. Okay, whether you like this episode or not, I think most people could probably agree that it looked pretty damn fucking good. I thought Drogon looked the best in this episode for the CG mess behind whatever, but I thought Drogon looked the best in this episode. That scene when Varys got burned, and we'll talk all about that, and if they Littlefingered Varys a little bit to make him have to be taken down in a sense, in the way that they had to make Littlefinger dumb last season to kill him. Did they do the same thing with Varys? We'll talk about that a little bit later. But the visual of it, when Drogon shows up behind Dany in the shadows, I thought that was a very good visual.
No, I don't think they Littlefingered Varys. I think they martyred him, and I think they did it appropriately. I think this is going to be very controversial, but Varys, right all the way up to the end, he put it all out on the table in the last couple episodes, right? It was all out there. He directly approached Tyrion. He directly approached Jon Snow. The greater the risk, the greater the reward, but, also the greater the penalty. Here's the thing. Everything he said from the very beginning, he never backed down from. All the way up to, he knew what was about to fucking happen.
He never begged for his life. There was not 1 second where he said, spare me. He took it like a champ.
No, exactly. And but it's not just about that. He saw what he saw in Dany. And he believed to all conviction that she was going to do exactly what she did, even when those bells rung.
Yeah.
So he died. He gave his life for that. He tried to prevent that. Ended up giving his life for that, right? And now everybody else that he approached has seen that, has seen those bells rung, has seen what she is capable of. The loss of innocent life that was uncalled for. She's just fucking strafing rooftops.
Joe,
she's not strafing army.
Speaking of the loss of innocent life.
And who are you, the proud bold say?
Now, we have to say goodbye to Team Lannister tonight. I mean, Tyrion's still around, but he's not around for much longer. But we have to say goodbye to the House of Lannister, to Jaime Lannister, doing what everybody wanted to do, being able to kill Euron, killing the Dread Pirate dickhead. He at least killed him. Come on. I mean,
are you sure? Are you sure he's dead?
Shut up. But at least I killed the Kingslayer. You didn't kill the Kingslayer.
What is dead may never die.
Yeah, fuck you, Euron. Unless you're reborn as a fucking Kraken. Shut the fuck up, dude. But I do have to say, at least Jaime killed Euron. He didn't kill Cersei, but he did die. She did die in her brother's arms.
Did he? He brought her down there.
He did bring her down there. I mean, she was dead anyway. He was the
and like it was at the he told.
You want to give me this one, Joe? Don't you?
Tyrion was the one that he told bring her down to the dungeon, and then out into the beach, right? So both brothers killed her.
And people are saying in the live chat, good riddance to the Lannisters. Okay. But no, the Lannisters are gone. Oh, we got a super chat donation from Brennan Ingram. Was critical of most of the episodes this season, but I like this one much, much more. Thanks for the show, guys. And thank you for the super chat donation. Let me spin that wheel, motherfucker, for you. All hail our queen. I needed it. Please tell me Euron didn't survive. No, Euron's gone. We don't have to. At least we get the last episode of Game of Thrones without Euron Greyjoy. This Euron Greyjoy in it. Whatever you thought to think about that, at least he did walk away from that fight. And
what do you think of his last word, like his last line?
At least I killed the Kingslayer.
At least I killed Jaime Lannister. I'm the man that killed Jaime Lannister.
Was that what he wanted to do? Could we have forgotten about that key character point that's been going on since he was first introduced? That desire to kill Jaime Lannister.
Like it was like the most fucking stupid. It was almost like D&D rubbing it into all the fucking people out there who hate fucking Euron Greyjoy, and like ultimately the keep falling on him killed him, right? But
he didn't kill him. But I don't know. It was an interesting line for him to have. I mean, I guess you could. No, this is where I'm creating bridges that don't exist. Jaime bragged to him when they first met about chopping down Greyjoys in the Greyjoy rebellion situation. So perhaps Euron wanted revenge, but they never made that clear that he really wanted to kill Jaime. It was never a thing. It was more like he looked up to him the couple of times that we saw him, or he was asking him sex tips or something. But But it was an interesting thing to have Euron's last words.
Awful. I thought it was stupid to have that.
It wasn't great, Joe. It was
that part. I was like, really? Even Katie was like, really? Fucking Euron's the one that, like, when he first gets him, Euron kills Jaime. And like even I sat there like, that's just fucking stupid.
Oh my god. Timo needs to write a eulogy for Jaime Lannister. You do it, Timo. Leave a voice message. Actually, everyone, if anyone wants to leave a voicemail, you can do that at 781-990-8509. And also the phone lines are open tonight, too.
So there's a super chat from here, Angel B. So many pointless storylines and plots. So
and thank you, Ben, too.
I got something to say about that. There's a lot of people. This episode kind of took care of a lot of things. It ended a lot of like little storylines and shit like that. But ultimately, you have a big war like this. People are gonna die. Lots of storylines and plots are gonna come to an end. But as far as pointless storylines and plots, Angel, that's what life is filled with: pointless fucking storylines and plots.
I can't argue.
Going on in your own personal life right now, like stupid little shit that you got to naggle over in your life. That like, are you kidding me? Like, like, what's for fucking lunch tomorrow? Stupid pointless.
Tuna fish.
Tuna.
Preach. Someone says preach, Joe. Broke says HBO killed a pregnant woman on Mother's Day. Let's soak that in. Good way to go. And Fractal.
Oh, I mean, it follows their theme. They killed Tywin on Father's Day.
Phil, please come to a con in Virginia Beach this Saturday. I won't be able to make it to this Saturday, but maybe at some point I would love to come down to Virginia Beach to go to a con.
All right.
But absolutely, at some point, Antoine, that would be amazing. Fandom D Saint, HBO killed a pregnant woman. Brendan says it seems like Euron was all about having his name remembered, though. So, but no one's there to know it. Everyone else is burned in the city. No one will know that he's the man that killed Jaime Lannister.
Nobody even knows that he stabbed him.
Yeah.
Nobody saw it. Nobody witnessed it.
Nope.
Nobody nothing.
No, it was for the he said it for the in us. He said it for the camera. The Fractal Curve, love that name. I used to know a band named Fractal. That was an amazing band. The Golden Fleet Scorpion accuracy. Oh, and the Golden Fleet Scorpion accuracy went from 95% last week to 15% in one episode. Right. And
so zero,
no, 0% chance at that point in time. Joe should go then. Maggie the Frog was right. HBO is known for this. Clegane, Bo, we did have, yes, hello, and Phil hating Danny tonight, says Carissa. They came to an end in most fucked up ways. That's what makes Gimple is done. That's what makes Gimple looks like Shakespeare. I don't know about that. Preach nihilistic, Joe. Don't take directions from Arya Stark. Tour glide to the afterlife, says Stark Crescent. I fucking love Danny now. Fucking even Grey Worm. Love this episode of Game of Thrones, says Tom himself. I want to see killing kids, women equally. I want to be an equal killer. JC says, you're right. Why no Yara Asher, Prince of Dorne? And yeah, let's. I'm just wanted to get to some of the live chat.
We got them last week. The Prince of Dorne.
Yeah, they were mentioned. Yeah, they were mentioned. So yeah, we don't really have to do anything anymore. They were.
The new Prince of Dorne fully supports you. Yeah, bye-bye.
Yeah, he's talked about. Yeah, they'll fall in line. It's okay.
Go fuck yourself, audience. Go fuck you.
Oh my goodness.
Like really, Phil. After that conversation that we had earlier today.
The off-air conversation.
It's been stewing around my head how much D&D wanted the fuck out of this series for the last 3 years.
Oh, okay.
This season has made it so fucking apparent. With that being said, still loving it.
Yeah, that's the fucked up thing. I was talking about this earlier with Joe. Oh, yeah, that sounds familiar. Joe and I were having that conversation earlier, and we both said the same thing. Yeah, that we could pick the shit out of this, and we do. We're not going to not mention the shit that doesn't make sense. That we can't do that.
Maybe not this time.
No, we'll do it this way. But I've got television Stockholm syndrome right now. I'm aware of my captors has me, and I know what's happening, and I'm whistling past the graveyard in some things, but that doesn't mean we're not pointing at those moments out, or we don't want you guys in the live chat having fun, telling us what you didn't like about the episode. But I can't lie, I'm at times in these episodes, I'm shake my head at the television, but I still have fun watching them.
Let me ask you one question, Phil. If you could wish one thing upon this series before we get to the last episode, right? If you could wish, thinking about season 1 to season 8.5, right?
Recap. Oh no, yep.
What would be the one thing you would wish
upon
series?
For the series? What would be the one thing I would wish
upon the series?
Upon the series, there's you can't tell me just one, but
one thing
that George R. R. Martin stayed a part of the series to a certain extent. Number 2 would be more episodes.
See, my one thing would have been this: George say, no.
What do you mean no?
You cannot do my books here.
Oh, you would have gone back in time and said, no, that's ridiculous. That's crazy talk.
And I'll tell you why.
You're crazy, man.
Without that source material, the very moment the source material dries up, this show is solely in the hands of those two fucks. And this went from, and I'm saying this before the final episode, what could have been the best series to ever have graced the television universe now and for a long time in the future, to just in the running for discussion for the first few seasons, maybe up to season 5 or 6. But once you get past the source material, man, this show suffers, and it suffers big.
John's cock could have saved thousands of lives. Completely agree, Joe, says Hendricks. George should have just finished the books. Joe is absolutely correct. And thanks, George, which is why Drogon could have actually he could actually see who to kill in this episode. I hated how Cersei died. It wasn't enough, says Carissa. Breaking Bad reminds an all-time great. Cheers. Pink Lash is right, Joe. I wish George R. R. Martin was 20 years younger and thinner so he wouldn't have to worry about the books being finished. Joe's wrong. George should have finished the book.
That's what I'm saying. No, until he finishes the books.
Right. So you're saying the show should have taken a hiatus after season 4 and waited for books to be finished?
No, I'm saying the show shouldn't have started until the books were done.
Black Robin says, I rarely agree with Joe, but I got to say, he's absolutely right. Okay, so as we step into that all being said, I mean, I can't disagree with, I don't necessarily want the same thing, but I hear what you're saying. But let's not waste any more time. Let's get into this shit. Recap! Now, this is going to be a fun one to recap because, Killmonger says this was the absolute best episode. D&D writing is absolute shit. If Martin wasn't a lazy bastard, Joe is right. True. The books will never finish. Arya's gonna kill Dany now. Okay. Did everyone raise your hand in the live chat if everyone got the vibe that Arya had that like superhero shift in her mind where she's like, okay, I'm over the Cersei thing. Dun 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 dun.
I think it wasn't a full superhero shift. It was more of a. She didn't kill a single person in this episode.
Mm-mm.
She didn't even attempt to harm a single person in this episode, with the exception of walking
with the exception of like she got some people killed that she tried to take with her.
That's not her attempting to harm.
Right? No, she was attempting to help, and even when she helps, she gets people killed. But I'll give those kills to Dany. Those weren't Arya's kills.
Dany's kills.
Yeah,
those people were about to die
Yeah,
anyway.
that whole city's on Dany's kill list right there. Dany went all Michael Corleone. She did kind of go. She went full spoiler alert for the Godfathers. She went the Corleone shuffle at the what happens at the end of both Godfather, the good ones, where Michael just goes, "Okay, time to kill everybody, anyone that could possibly fuck with me. I am going to destroy them." And do you think? Okay, we're going to get into this episode and break it down, but do you think that it was a conscious decision by Daenerys, or do you think she got wrapped up in the moment?
I think it was, she was hoping the whole time those bells wouldn't ring that she would be able to unleash fury.
Right, and once the bells ring, she made that fuck it decision.
How dare you? How dare you think that you don't get punished here? How dare you think that you can make all these people die and then say, I give up?
Yeah.
When you had the chance yesterday. That's almost more frustrating. Like, if you make me fight tooth and nail, right? And then say, okay, I give up. Right when I get to you? Really? Right when I'm about to get to you? You give up, you surrender, you want mercy, you sent all them to their fucking deaths. It's almost more enraging, right? But that being said, you're burning fucking women and children alive. You're just strafing fucking rooftops. You know that those aren't soldiers. She knew those weren't soldiers. She wasn't flying directly at the fucking Red Keep. It's certainly a fucking moment.
She was making a point.
That's not a point you make. Right, she chose that. Okay, fear it is. I'm going to show the whole fucking world exactly how much anger I'm capable of.
You want to see crazy? I'll show you crazy is the decision she made. Or not to even say the crazy thing, but just...
And that's the moment she becomes the tyrant.
Yeah. She becomes what she was fighting against. It was clunky because the writing wasn't perfect, and it was a little bit of a move along home, little strike fart. She had Terry Silver in her ear, training her in the Cobra Kai ways behind closed doors. Dany was planning this shit the whole time, says iconic thought. Retired nurse says Dany de-evolving into madness. Hendrik says completely desperation move by Dany. The Finn says it was horrible writing. Stop defending it. Kenny D says Dany will be fine after a lay. Jennifer Brooks says psycho. Dany is right. Burn them all, says Tom himself. Ariel says King's Landing was a city full of sin. We got another super chat donation. Thank you so much. Go says, I'm content just watching something without spoilers. Pink Lash says, Arya realized Cersei wasn't as important to kill as Dany at that point. I think it was definitely a decision made in her eyes. And IC says, why would HBO allow D&D to do the writing? Isn't there quality control? Does HBO have any legal say over the content? Seriously speaking, no. I think HBO just pays the bills. And maybe they can give one or two notes over the years, but when a show's on its 8th season, whether you like it or not,
network guy sitting there in the fucking office making decisions. You want the creative people making decisions.
Yeah, for good or for bad, you hire a creative team and you trust them to the end, especially with the show that has financially successful for HBO as Game of Thrones has been. They trust what those guys are doing.
Right, for the television universe.
Yes, exactly. And Phil, rate this episode. Rate it. I'll get through. I have to talk it through before I rate it. I usually give my full rating on the feedback show because I've had a chance to watch the episode a couple times. But I'll get there through recapping it. Phil, rate it out of side.
There's aspects of this episode that I love. There's aspects of it that I think are absolute shit.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how I feel about this whole season. There's moments of this season I absolutely love, and I'm not pandering to the show. I love them because I love these characters. I love the moments, even if they don't all make sense. I've been hungry in the desert for a while for the Game of Thrones.
You know it's all coming to an end.
And I know it's all coming in, and I'm having hyperbolic nostalgia while it's happening. Yes, and I'm wearing some sort of glasses on all of that, but. And then there's the part that I can't argue with. A lot of the people that are really good at ripping apart this show make a lot of amazingly valid points that it's impossible to argue. But I'm still gonna enjoy. I'm still gonna wear my blinders and enjoy this last fucking episode.
Yep.
Because I'm Veruca Salt in this moment. Ren says, whoever fights with monsters should see to it that he does not become a monster in the process. And when you gaze long into the abyss also gaze into you. Brian Dodd, thank you so much for the super chat donation. You're a good man, Phil. Love you, bro. Love you, Brian. 0 out of 10. I agree with Joe. I'm right here with you. Vikings is better. Apple doesn't fall from the tree between Danny and the Mad King.
I see why we don't fucking agree too often.
Holy shit, Leanna Finn. They wait until the last season, the last 3 episodes to make Danny the Mad Queen and kill the innocent. Screw D&D. Leanna Finn, spin the fucking wheel. Drink my drink. Whoa, what an amazing super chat donation, Leanna. Thank you.
Such a hard left turn.
Leanna, that is amazing. I so appreciate that super chat. I cannot say thank you enough for that. That's incredible. Wow. And another incredible one from Jasmine Breaking Bad Sopranos, who has one of the best names in all of YouTube right there. Jasmine Breaking Bad Sopranos. Breaking Bad is like going phew, right now at this point. The Mountain was like Mike Myers. He kept coming back. I said Jason Voorhees in the notes, but Mike Myers works as well. How did Jamie walk away from 2 stab wounds? Danny was done playing. She pulled a Cersei. Yeah, she said, you want to see how to burn people, Cersei? I'll show you a more effective strategy. And
they have belly wounds.
Joe, take a sip of your drink for Leanna. Let's all toast a drink for the super chat. Yeah, for the super chat donation of the evening right now. Thank you so much.
My wonderful, beautiful Katie's going to bring me another beer after she feeds the kitties.
Excellent. Breaking what? 2 of 10 Arias saved the episode again. Wow. Incredible. I'm going to thank you about...
I actually agree. That was Arya's little arc there from the moment she said... basically fucking bye to the Hound. That was like every Arya moment on screen from that point on was gold. It was gold. I enjoyed it. I liked it. It reminded me a lot of like parts of Saving Private Ryan in some of the battles.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt that Miguel Sapushnik, or however the hell you pronounce his fucking name,
has fucking wore down.
Right. When he knows how to film the perspective shit really, really well. I mean, notwithstanding the episode 3 and how dark it was, which was a necessity for the kind of battle it was, and a lot of other reasons that have already gotten into why that happened. But I think with this and the Battle of the Bastards and Hardhome, he really does know how to film really good action in the light. Can we all agree that Robert was a good king now? He made the Hound made the bad man fly. So there was no reason for Arya to even be there. The reason for Arya to be there was so she could see Daenerys' madness and burning everybody and going too far, and would make the decision to try to kill Daenerys, which I think Arya is going to end up doing it next week, right?
It's either that or she's not done, but she sees what it is now. Like, she sees what that revenge gets you.
Right.
Like,
And
she sees the Hound says to her, right, you come with me from this point forward, you die. That's it. Game over. You can't come forward from here. You go home. And she says, thank you, because I kind of see that. Thank you. You know, and it's the one real moment of truth and kindness from the Hound without that gruff fucking bullshit that he puts on.
Yeah, and she calls him Sandor. It's really kind of awkward.
Right. And when she walks away, then from that point on, she starts seeing it all.
Hey, okay.
She starts seeing Dany's vengeance. This is Cersei's vengeance.
Yep, she sees.
The Hound just went to die. Everybody
So
is it worth it?
So we'll get there in a few, and everyone that's leaving your voicemails, 781-990-8509, we'll get to your voicemails. You can also call in live. We'll take a couple breaks during our recap to take some calls, but we'll mainly take calls probably towards the end. 516-387-1510. But right now, probably the best thing to do, I'll shut off the phone alert, would be to leave voicemails in text right now. And if we don't get to any of your stuff, we will get to it on the feedback show. Not sure who our feedback show guest will be this week. I think I know who it's going to be, but but I can say who's going to be our episode 6 one. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. So let's get into this fucking recap now. We started on a letter about the born heir. I sounded Boston there for a second. The true born heir to the Iron Throne, dude. And fucking Varys is fucking sitting there talking about the fucking Jon situation, spreading the fucking words, not fucking, giving a shit. He's just fucking doing it like an idiot. No, he's doing it. And a girl walks in who's another one of Varys's new little birds, and she goes, I think people are watching me. I think I'm gonna get killed. And Varys is like, I don't really care. The greater the risk, the greater the reward. You're gonna do what you need to do,
right?
And I don't give a fuck about you. I love it. And what was with the white? You mean the plot white horse that came in at the end? I'm gonna get to that. I don't want to talk about jump ahead of the Arya moment. I didn't mind the Arya stuff, Joe, but the white fucking horse at the end that just showed up there to get our hero the fuck out of there really pissed me off. It was the only thing in the episode that drove me to point. Like everything else, I'm sort of like with and I could get behind, and I
didn't mind it.
Yeah, okay. Gandalf send that horse.
No. Here's the thing. Like I said, it reminded me of not necessarily Saving Private, but different war movies.
No, I hear you.
There's a lot of fucking horses around.
And that's great, but no, because you look around and everything else is burned, and there's one single horse standing in the disaster,
and a single girl.
I guess you're right, Joe. I guess you're right. I have.
Did you see
when Link whistles his horse?
Did you see that other horse?
No. I didn't
you
see
didn't
it.
see the
yeah, I saw a few. I saw a few. They were burned because Danny burned everything.
I think it was the Gold Company.
Does she have one of those whistles like Link has in Breath of the Wild?
It was fucking mangled. They made a point to show the horse, a white horse. I think it was Connington's horse, the Gold Company guy.
Oh yeah, that dude's horse.
Right? The mangled and fucking twisted. After that dragon comes through on the fucking ground. It was fucking horrific. It really was. If anybody else fucking noticed, the camera made it very specific to show that particular fucking horse. And it was fucked up. And I thought, I didn't want to fucking see that. I'm kind of glad I saw that. But what the fuck?
The horse is.
I don't want to see the animals die.
The horse is Bran. Someone said a book reference. They got the book reference, but it didn't belong there. Arya is still doing God's will. That's why a horse is there. Breaking news: Daenerys just signed in the law banning the Lannisters' owned news channel, and the conspiracy theorist Joe Dirty Locks, Peter Griffin Looks. I love Antoine creating stories in the live chat. A girl in gray on a white horse. Thank you. Okay. A girl in gray on a dying horse, Felicia says. Would have even been better if Nymeria showed up. The horse and ghost are the strongest animals in Planetos, says Broke. The Golden Company might as well have been made of cardboard cutouts. Not a single scorpion could hit the mark after a bullseye Rhaegal 3 times. Was the horse? No, that was the Squisher prophecy. Thank you, Mike. Bran was warging, except Clegane could have done without that, says Felicia. And we got Nancy T in the live chat. That horse was twisted. The horse was Mr. Ed. Okay, so let's continue here. So then we get Tyrion watching Jon come to Dragonstone and talking to Varys about Dany again.
We'll be at the walls of King's Landing in 2 days.
We're talking to...
She hasn't seen anyone since we returned. Hasn't left her chambers. Hasn't accepted any food.
She shouldn't be alone.
See, I disagree. Varys, you're an idiot. You go to Jon knowing he doesn't want it, which is why one of the reasons why you think he'll be a good king, knowing how honorable this fucker is, his father, surrogate father was. You're basically asking for your death here. Pretty much. He's gonna go tell fucking his queen this shit.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, and Varys did act somewhat dumb. A lot of people speculating that the horse is Bran.
I admire your empathy.
Aren't you worried for it?
I'm worried for all of us. They say every time a Targaryen is born, the gods toss a coin and the world holds its breath.
You're not much for riddles where I'm from.
We both know what she's about to do.
What? Like, and at that point, because she hadn't gone... a bit too far. I'm just like, what? She's gonna go in and get everyone to give up and assassinate Cersei and handle her business.
Sack King's Landing, dude.
That's what she's supposed to do. Yeah, that's what she
take out the fucking idiots.
Yeah. AK says, agreed, Dirty Locks. Varys was dumb. He got the info and started scheming. Don't blame Dany for his death at all. No, Varys doesn't even blame Dany for his death. Varys knew he had it coming. I'm just gonna start quoting Johnny Cash likes. He knew he had it coming. He knew he can't be free. But people just keep on moving. That's what tortures him. But I
don't think he tried hard enough with Dany. The one like, this is a mistake. You told me I'd look you in the eye and tell you. He should have kept telling her. He should have kept telling her in that moment.
She wasn't.
The reason I'm trying to go behind your back is because you're about to do shit, bitch.
Warranted or not, she wasn't in a place that she was going to be listening there.
No, of course not. That's why I kept his ball shut.
No, she listened for too long and bad shit happened. She's pissed off and she's got to do what she's got to do. So then we get Tyrion walking past the Dragon's Head, going to talk to Dany from the trailer, and she's all in on. Someone betrayed me.
For that matter, every time Dany looks at fucking Tyrion and says, you make one more fucking mistake and you all these fucking mistakes and you misjudged and you did this and you did that. You know what?
Hey, King.
Big Kev, you're fucking out there. I know you are, right? All right. How many times as a poker player have you done the exact fucking right thing to throw everybody who does not have a made hand out of a fucking pot? Get out. Your odds are shit. You make this call, you're a fucking moron. Whether you win or lose, you're a fucking moron. I made my move. I made my blatant fucking poker move. I'm telling you, you're beat. And then they make a call, and then they do it again on the turn. And then they do it again on the turn. Still chasing a 4% fucking out.
Joe is bitter from poker losses. King,
right?
we get
so just because you make all the fucking right decisions, like Tyrion has, telling her all the right things to fucking do, just because your fucking enemy doesn't do what you want them to do, doesn't mean you've told her the wrong fucking thing.
I don't know if every decision as Tyrion.
Doesn't mean he has told her to do the wrong things. He has told her to do the right things, the moral things, the upstanding things, the things that could bring her victory without bloodshed. They didn't work, but they were the right things and the right moves at the right times.
I might argue with you, but that's for a different day. So
because your enemy doesn't follow and do what you want them to do,
right,
does not mean you have done the wrong thing.
I agree with that as well. And happy 420, as if we have 420 folks watching right now. So good timing on that one. And again, I'm going to say thank you to Leanna for the super chat donation. That's still up there. Another spin of the wheel and another drink. T-Baby says, question, how is it that the last episode, they shot the dragon like 3 times straight, but had more scorpions, and in this episode couldn't kill the one dragon? And that's I wish I had an answer for you there. And everyone in the live chat, you guys are amazing. And Alicia says, AK says, nah, Tyrion had some moments where he was fucking up too. And Sky High Claw, what an awesome name, Sky High Claw. Dirty Locks is right. Before Dany only threatened to fire Tyrion, this time I think she was threatening to kill him. Everyone, if you're watching right now and you partake in the activity, please eat a sandwich, do some hippie activities. Now is the time. Okay, so let's get into this a little bit more and listen to a little bit of Tyrion Lannister talking to Daenerys, and she's thinking someone's betraying her. And she immediately goes to Jon Snow betrayed me. And Tyrion says, no, it was Varys. He knows the truth about Jon. He knows the truth about Jon, she says. And then she says, well, she basically explains the telephone game. She goes, well, Jon told Sansa. Sansa told you told Varys. And now everybody knows. And it's a party, you fucking little idiot. Now, and Tyrion says, listen, I'm glad he told me because I'm your hand and I should know these type of things and I can help you out and yippity yada yada.
We need to know.
And oh, hi Tyrion.
Someone has betrayed me.
Hi Dany. And then she gets into the whole Sansa thing.
Yes.
So Sansa wasn't in this episode. Not a lot of fuck Sansa tonight because we didn't have Sansa. But she gets mentioned in the scene.
The betrayal of love.
Right. So Jon is betraying her now. So does she turn on Jon at this point? I can't believe we're talking about this now in this story and how quickly they did this. But okay, now we're talking about this, and that's what we do. Like, it happens. We're moving forward with this. So is Daenerys going to turn on Jon in the north and now take her dragon up to Winterfell and say, Sansa, pay me fucking respect?
Not exactly, but it's I'm the ruler of the Seven Kingdoms, and if your Sansa doesn't want to fucking see that, I will go up there and fucking burn the north too.
It's going to be interesting to see where this goes. Jasmine...
They barely lost any fucking troops, dude. They barely lost any troops in this battle.
Yeah, it was
like
just...
whatever they lost last week is what they lost for this battle.
Whisperers need to be aware too.
Yeah, it was just a walkthrough. So let's listen to a little bit more of this.
To him first, without coming to me, without asking my permission.
It was a mistake.
A lot of mistakes.
Why do you think Sansa told you?
Oh, this is what I wanted to listen to.
What do you think she hoped to gain?
She trusts me.
Yes.
Tyrion, are you really that dumb? I'm sorry, again. Are you dumb enough to think that that's why Sansa told you? Because she trusts you? No, say it. Be honest to your queen right there. She told me to undermine you. I'm sorry. I'm played into Sansa's game. She's new at this game, but she's better at the Game of Thrones than I thought she was. She played me in this moment. Sorry.
And that's bullshit. Tyrion should have seen that. He should have gone straight to the queen and asked her about it.
Right, but they're making Tyrion conveniently stupid sometimes here. Or is he too drunk to realize what's going on? Or is he blinded by Sansa because he loves her or something?
And that's it. Last week we had the very convenient line when he was told,
is he being seduced by Sansa? Is that what we're supposed to believe?
You're drinking an awful lot these days,
right?
Tyrion.
So maybe he's more drunk than usual.
He's drinking an awful lot. Varys calls him on it.
Good. I want to drink more. This new Tyrion is the dumbest Lannister, says Icy Fury in the chat. Jasmine, Breaking Bad Soprano. The moment Tyrion wanted to help Cersei, I stopped feeling bad for him. If he died, it's on himself.
Grizzled. Katie Crow said, the show has fallen off and it's in such disrepair that it reminds her too much of The Walking Dead. She stopped watching 4 episodes ago and she will never be on the show again. Sorry, Grizzly.
Yeah, she's officially retired. So I feel bad for Captain Strickland's actor. What? 3 lines? Oh, 3 lines. Arya had a traumatic experience in King's Landing. The Hound tells her not to live like him and she takes his word on it. This basically means she's done killing people and is done with seeking revenge. Phil, it's a subtle warning from D&D about the dangers of alcohol. Why wasn't Tyrion killed when they realized Jaime escaped? That was interesting too as well.
Immediately, because there's like 7 Unsullied that were like, yeah, the fucking the hand came and said, take a break, and then dude was gone.
Oh my goodness. And let's continue here. So he tells him about Sansa and he says, listen, I'm sorry. And Tyrion apologizes and he doesn't matter now. We know what's coming. So then we go back to Varys writing more letters. It's over for the spider. And what was really funny about this part, I'm not even exaggerating, right at this moment that this part came up in the episode, we saw a spider running across our ceiling and I had to pause it and go and take the spider and throw it outside. And
you killed Varys!
I killed Varys. No, I didn't. I actually didn't kill it. I just grabbed it and threw it outside. But I probably, killed it. So some other thing grabbed it at that point. So then we get back to. So anyways, it's Grey Worm though, and he brings the spider to his demise. He slowly marched out past Tyrion, who gives him that Godfather look. Can't save you this time. Dany nods to Varys, and Tyrion walks up to him and says, "It was me. I was the one that broke your heart." And he kisses him on the cheek and he says, goodbye to him. He embraces him and gives him a warm goodbye. And then Dany says her goodbye, which is visually, this was a fucking great scene. Drogon comes in from behind here and looks really neat. And Varys doesn't beg for his life. And
is this the only time we have ever seen anyone or Varys himself touch anyone? This is the first contact between Varys and anyone.
I don't know if that's
no hand holding, no touching, no shoulders, no bumping. This is the first contact, and he makes note of it.
I do. Speaking, that's a good point, Joe. And I also want to bring up a second point about that I had in my notes. I just skipped over it. And thank you, AK, for bringing that up in the live chat. Random thought, but why did Varys take his rings off? They made it a point to show him taking his rings off.
You don't want your fingers cut off. Your body swells a little. You don't want your fingers cut off for those scavengers and the more people to get you.
But you're
rings.
burning.
You don't necessarily know or believe you're about to burn alive.
Yes.
Maybe you got a few weeks. You don't want to jail it.
He knew in that moment he was being burned alive. He knew how Dany was going to take care of him.
In that moment when he was on the rocks, but at that moment at the table,
I think so. Like once he heard,
not maybe get a trial, not maybe.
He knew once he heard the guards coming down the hallway. I think you just
didn't want anybody to steal him. You don't want people to steal him off of you. Or to stab you or cut your finger off to get him.
Well, we'll see, but you're probably right. But it was
even while you're living, maybe the guards say, that's a nice ring. Fucking, I'll cut his finger off on the way to Dany.
You may get my life, but you won't get my freedom and rings. That sort of thing.
My fingers. I want to keep my fingers.
Yeah. I knew it was you, Fredo. You killed that spider. Usually I do. In this case, I did throw it outside, but I gave D&D the benefit of the doubt after episode 3. Not fucking again. Those two cunts have ruined a great television series. Says Caddy. Oh, it's over next week. We'll definitely divide the fan base even further. Santovia Major in the live chat. Oh, it's great to see all of you friends. Oh, we get Timo, who is tired from crying over the loss of our Jamie Lannister. T-Baby in the live chat, too. Shut up, Joe. Shut up.
I gotta say, what's even better, Timo, you know what? I'm going to apologize in advance for this. But what's even better than your fucking Too Precious is dying, right? What's even better than that is the lame-ass bullshit fuck-twat way they went out. Booyah!
Shut the fuck up, Joe.
She doesn't even have to ask for it this time.
You're an asshole. You're a fucking asshole. Fuck you. Fuck you. He fought Euron. Fuck you. Fuck you.
I see it, Timo. I see it in the chat there.
Oh, what an asshole.
Shut the fuck up, Joe.
You were the first person I thought about when that ceiling came down.
Joe, you're such a troll. You're such a troll. You're fucking due. I cannot wait to hear this. Oh god, fucking.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
I'm drunk. I was on cough. This fucking thing is out of control. It will not stay put.
I old schooled you there, Timo. I muted Joe. Mute button is in effect tonight, you asshole. So Dany nods to Varys and it's gone. Then Dany addresses Varys and Drogon comes in and shoots. Jon looks to Dany with a concerned look like he didn't see that. And oh my goodness. I wonder if this was George's ending. Oh, we Joe wilding out right now. Dany's mourns Missandei with Grey Worm and gives her a broken chain that was the one thing that Missandei kept. Grey Worm holds back the emotions and then he burns it. Jon shows up and him and Dany have a conversation. And let's catch our breath while listening to this conversation here a bit. Play, damn you. Time to cut Joe Dirty Locks up. I love that Jamie thought his golden hand would get him through there.
Through the gate, yeah, he lifts it. Soldier!
Joe looks like the love child of Bob Marley and Carrot Top. Valancourt actually is translated to rock. I want Joe saying "booyah" as my text alert, says Cheekiest. Brienne Dodge. Jamie is the goofiest Lannister, says T-Baby.
Far more people in Westeros love you than love me. I don't have love here.
So, and he says he loves her. And
analysis is fucking hilarious.
Joe, if Timo invites you to a wedding or a trail in the Sept anytime soon, do not go. Yeah, do not. Joe's gonna end up in Timo's basement very soon if he keeps this stuff out. Manny G says awful episode. Tom himself, hey Phil, Miss Sunday was only doing Dany's hair and makeup, or they had her looking like she came across as a crazy cat lady. Missandei was also her translator and her #1 advisor. The Dothraki and Unsullied kind of forgot about being massacred. Yeah, the Dothraki just showed up. Where I was like, whoa, there's a lot more Dothraki left than I thought. I thought all of them burned.
Well, there was like 100,000 of them. Maybe she only like sacrificed 50.
No, she said they said half, but it looked like a lot more than fucking half. So stay away, it's a trap. Oh, we got a super chat. What was the point of Jaime's arc? I think, in a sense, I heard George Martin talk about this in attributing Jaime's arc, of saying that not all redemption arcs are full, that sometimes people try, and that Jaime would be redeemed in as much as he possibly could. So I don't mind that in the sense that he went back to Cersei. I don't love it, but it does stay true to his character in the sense that once he saw that she was in danger, his instinct was to say he deserves a death with her. And I'm still gonna go that he choked her right under the rock. Like You're
even rubbing it in. You're rubbing the salt into Timo right there.
I'm not.
That wasn't Timo. That wasn't even me. Phil's
No.
Jamie strangling Cersei.
He did.
While the rocks are falling on.
It happened.
That's not even me, Timo. That's
no,
Phil.
that's me dreaming. That's not me. Okay, you do I deserve one too? But that's.
Shut the fuck up, Pam.
Okay, so yes. Okay, so I love all you guys in the live chat. Thank you so much. I just hate Joe. John, take this. John gets this. Then she starts like kissing him and making out with him and like being like really affectionate towards him, and saying.
And he starts kissing John. John's like, "Bitch, you're my fucking aunt. Step."
And it's a weird situation. And then because she says it's love or fear, and he says I love you, and then she like gets up on him and she goes, oh, so you love me, so you want me here, and he totally is like, dude, you're my aunt, and
this is such unreal fucking moment in life, right?
And then she says,
as every guy knows, you fuck her before you're like, bitch, you're my aunt. Right? Am I wrong?
Do you mean?
Am I wrong?
I don't know what you're saying. You're not wrong, Walter. You're just an asshole. But I don't.
Lebowski. No, seriously. She's kissing you. Fucking finish it off. Fuck her by the fireplace, and then tell her, you know what? You're still my aunt. I don't think we can do this.
Timo, no, shut the fuck up to me. I'm in mourning as same as you. I'm in the same position you are, Timo. We're in that truck together, driving down the street.
I'm not in that truck. I'm driving that truck, baby.
You're Freddy Krueger in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, driving the fucking bus. Okay, John takes a sweet old time talking to her, and Dany breaks it up, dude. And so you told Sansa. I told you not to tell Sansa. She fucks shit up. You fuck shit up by telling her what's going to happen here. And John says he loves her, and she says, I keep losing stuff, and it's going to be fear instead. Then Tyrion tries talking her into protecting the people, that Cersei's going to be using it as a shield and not to kill all the folks.
Marine.
One more time.
The slaves turned on the masters and liberated the city themselves the moment I arrived.
They're afraid.
Peasants.
Anyone who
as well.
resists Cersei will see his family butchered. You can't expect them to be heroes. They're hostages.
They are. In a tyrant's grip, whose
Did you
fault
say
is
you
that?
can't expect?
Mine.
What does it matter whose fault it is? Thousands of children will die if the city burns.
Your sister knows how to use her enemies' weaknesses against them. That's what she thinks our mercy is. Weakness.
See,
I beg you,
that's
my
the difference. What she doesn't understand is the difference between those cities and King's Landing is there's a standing army and standing Kingsguard and King's Landing. We don't really get that. We know there's walls. We know there's some sort of standing defenses to those cities, but there's not necessarily an army in the like. It's a different dynamic. It's a completely different dynamic, those slaves rising up and killing their masters, as it is these peasants rising up and killing armed soldiers. That's a very different dynamic.
Yeah. Yeah. Timo says John probably didn't want to kiss her because she looked like she needed to take a bath. John's such a simpleton. Says some people drink 4 times for another blunt taking off. There was so much wildfire going off. I'm glad that they didn't skip the wildfire. Oh, thank you, darling coffee, and lots of love to
No, the
Azor Hype.
caches. The caches. And it wasn't Cersei setting off wildfire. We never got an order from Cersei. As far as we know,
No.
and as far as
Yeah.
I know, Cersei used all her wildfire to take out the Sept. These other wildfire explosions that we're seeing, I really believe those are caches set in the city from the Mad King, Dany's dad. And they're going off because King's Landing is exploding. And it's setting those different caches dashed around the city
Yep.
that the Mad King wanted to use to destroy the city.
This
So I think it's kind of like, it's like Cersei would have done it, but she didn't know they were there.
Oh, I missed Big Kev's super chat donation. Joe called you out earlier in the episode, Big Kev.
I did, Big.
Oh no, we'll don't repeat
I
it.
needed you.
Rewind.
I needed you.
Big Kev. Cersei, the see you next Tuesday, should have died slowly and painfully. Here we go. Hey, everybody. Hi, everybody. Yo, Dirty Locks is right again, says Sky High Claw. I want everyone to die now, says Timo. What about
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do, especially me, right?
Birdie's surprised. Holy shit, Joe is right. Me too, Timo.
You guys are gonna hear that a lot. You're gonna be typing that a lot.
What, Joe is right?
Oh, you agree, Phil?
No. Joe is. Do I have to start typing random things now? Joe is always wrong. Oh my goodness. I know, bro. I haven't even got into the fact that Broke is in mourning for his Cersei tonight as well. Okay, so Tyrion is okay, next time. She also says Jaime was caught. I missed this the first time. I thought she had said that Jaime was spotted, but she says Jaime was caught going back to Cersei, and next time you fail me will be the last time. So then we go off to King's Landing. It's a nice visual of all the people heading in, crossed with the boats being rowed in, meeting up with Davos. And Tyrion asks Davos a favor, but he says, I'm no big city lawyer, but I'm the best smuggler this town ever did see. And then we see Arya and the Hound coming in. And Arya has one of the funnier one-liners of the night in its action movie, Arnold Schwarzenegger, friggin' Michael Bay movie kind of line, where she comes up to the guard and they're like, "What you doing?" And she's like, "I'm going to kill Cersei." And the Hound says, "Listen, this is worth listening to."
Arya Stark. I'm going to kill Queen Cersei.
Okay.
Think about it. She kills Cersei, the war's over. There won't be a siege. You might not even die tomorrow.
Okay, we're gonna...
I need to go talk to my captain.
Well, yeah, you go talk to your fucking captain. We're gonna take a break right now from our recap and play.
I was gonna say, what, we take a commercial break?
Yeah, we're gonna take a commercial break.
Slight intermission, everybody.
This commercial break is brought to you by. Shut the fuck up, Joe.
Okay, let's try this again. This is Timo again. And as I said, I'm in mourning for the loss of Cersei and Jaime Lannister. So I wrote a eulogy for Jaime Lannister.
I'm going to pre-mute Joe here.
Sir Jaime Lannister, known to some haters and those who know nothing, is simply the Kingslayer, or the guy who pushed the disobedient, bratty-ass, peeping Tom kid out the window, which instantly made viewers want to watch the next episode. We have Jaime Lannister to thank for that. But Jaime will not be remembered in that way. He was the firstborn son of the late, great, dearly departed Tywin and Joanna Lannister. He started as a squire at the tender age of 10 years old, and at the age of 13, he won his first tourney melee. 2 years later, he fought against the fearless Kingswood Brotherhood, saving Lord Crackle and defeating the crazed Smiling Knight. It was after this battle he was officially knighted by the great Sir Arthur Dane. Not only is he known for his battle prowess, he's also known for his love of family and country. He has forsaken his love for battle. He forfeited his rights to his lands, wealth, and title, even at the expense of the love of his father. All for his one true love of the beautiful, enchanting Cersei Lannister. the only woman he's ever been with. How many Westerosi and in this world can make that claim? He sacrificed so much in the name of family. He's been there like a brother. He's been there for his little brother when no one else would. He sacrificed his honor by killing a king who wanted to burn millions. He doesn't apologize for trying to save his family, even though the incompetent Bran thanked him for it, for making him the way he is. Thus, Jaime is the true hero. He was the first knight to knight a woman and make that woman a woman. He died as he lived, by sacrificing, not by being ruled under another tyrant. He is survived by his only little brother, who also saved his life. Sir Jaime Lannister lived and died with honor, but humble enough not to tell everyone of his achievements. We will miss you, you and your graceful sister, for now and for always. And now his watch is ended. We love you, Jaime Lannister.
It's Temo's Red of the Night. It's Temo's Red of the Night. Fuck Sansa. Fuck Sansa. Fuck Sansa. Fuck Sansa. It's Temo's Red of the Night. 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 It's the Red of the Night.
I turned off the music because, at least in my ears, it was louder than Timo, so I didn't want to block her out with cheesy piano music. But so I couldn't get the volume right, so that's why I turned off the piano music. But awesome eulogy from Timo. I loved yours. If you haven't already, you can tune into the episode that Joe and I did on the Ramsay dying episode to hear Timo's Ramsay eulogy as well, which was also exceptionally amazing. Callie says, Cersei and Jaime's death was cheap and poor Varys. He was right about the child killer. Rest in peace. I liked characters I liked. You escaped the Titanic. Spin the wheel. What are they gonna? And one more thanks again to Leanna Finn. Every time I look up, rest in peace. And now his watch has ended. So,
sorry, Phil. This is for Timo. You reminded me about that, Phil, and I last night at work.
Oh no!
You know, Phil, I like to draw, right? So you reminded me just now of her last eulogy, and you just played her new eulogy. So this is for you, Timo.
Shut the fuck up.
Aww. Is that Theon with the cockless Theon?
Yeah, that's my Ramsay's ex, baby. That's for you.
Shut the fuck up, Joe.
That's for you. That's the sigil of the night right there.
There you go. There you go, Timo. Lots of love from us. No, shut the fuck up, Joe. Phil, do the message. I think you did. Did I miss a message? Oh no, did I miss a? Do you have one too going on in here? And Timo says she has a second message, but she doesn't want me. Oh, and let's play one more message right now.
Oh, a big
Phantom D Saint, the artist formerly known as BBM. Damn. Just damn. Cersei dead. Cersei damn. I dread this day. It was notable, but I still dread this day. Like all day I was sad. I'm wondering why am I so sad for? It's like what's coming? What's coming? And this was the episode. Cersei dead. Damn. Just damn. But hey, on the bright side, she doesn't have to, witness the rise of Dany and see what the hell did she do. So yeah, I'm probably gonna be drinking tonight. I have to buy more liquor. I don't know, but damn. Just damn.
I'm not sure what exactly I just heard, but yes, you have been drinking tonight. I am in agreement.
Could you not hear the audio?
No, I could hear it. I'm just not sure what I was listening to.
Right. It just didn't. You're listening to someone that's sad about Cersei right now.
And it may not be his drinking.
It's probably
it might be my drinking.
It's probably your drinking. And I'm gonna get to as many voicemails as we can.
Oh my fucking God, Liana.
Phil, Joe, listen. There's gonna be a lot of criticism of this episode, but I'm a book reader, right?
Who's this? Who's this?
I've read all 5
Area
books
code
5 times. I love the books.
859.
I like the show.
Okay, 859.
But with this episode, you're right. This is an in-game episode. We're tying some things together. I thought some things were beautifully done in this episode. And to be honest with you, I think it's a great episode. As much as people want to bash it, and this is coming from a book reader and a show watcher. And from season 5 until this season, I've been kind of disappointed with some of the story writing by Dan and DB, or Dumb and Dumber, as I call them. But this is
yes,
turning out to be a great thing. I mean, with Dany, we all saw it coming. We could see how she would take it personal. We could see how she could become a tyrant. And I think this sets up for a great last episode. I really, really, really do. And I'm sad we got one episode left.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
We got one left. I watch Westworld, so I want to keep watching, but I'm going to miss this. I love you guys.
Love you too, man. Thank you so much for that message. And holy shit, I didn't see that. Leanna Finn for another super chat donation. I don't want to abandon Callie. Callie, thank you for your super chat donation. But Leanna Finn, holy crap. Cersei's redemption arc killed me. He was my favorite, or excuse me, not Cersei's. Jaime's redemption arc killed me. He was my favorite male character. I feel your pain, Timo. But when Sansa, my favorite female character, is queen, I will feel vindicated. Win Game of Thrones and no more F Sansa.
The reason why a vindication arc worked so well in literature and in art and drama. The reason why everybody loves this and everybody loves that character is because that vindication arc means there's vindication for you in life. But like George is trying to point out with Jaime's arc, and like Phil said earlier, there is no truthful vindication. You live life. You do good shit, you do bad shit. You do more good shit, you do more bad shit. Hopefully the good outweighs the bad. Hopefully you don't get anybody killed and you don't fucking rape anybody in the progress of life. But there's no full vindication. Some people will always want their fucking revenge. Some people will always want that vengeance. There's no getting past that. You have wronged people. You will have wronged their families for doing so. And they will always want to see you burn on a fucking pike. Other than that, hopefully you've done enough good. Hopefully there's more people in the world that go, that person is good. I love them. They did such good things. They donated this. They did that. They helped me when I was sick. They helped me when I was poor. Oh, whatever. But ultimately, there is no real, it's a myth. It's vindication as a thing does not really exist. Live a good fucking life. That's the only vindication you get. And you're still going to fucking piss people off. You're going to wrong people by writing others. That's the fucking way life goes. It is a fucking vast gray area. Jaime's arc is perfectly well told. He's torn between loves. He's torn between hates. He's torn between so much. I really like the way Jaime is written in this. George did a great job, even in the books. And during my reading of all of the material about Jaime, I found myself going from an absolute disgust with the character to, is there more behind him? I mean, I can understand. I certainly can understand. Anybody comes and threatens what I consider, my life, my love, my Katie, I'm gonna fucking push him out a fucking window. I'm sorry. I don't know if I'd throw a 10-year-old boy out the window. I might just cut out his fucking tongue and cut off his fingers so he can't read or write. Might not be a reason to fucking paralyze him. Can't read, can't write, can't talk. Good enough. We don't need to make the boy a fucking cripple to kill him.
Okay, Euron Ramsay Snow. Okay.
Am I wrong, Timo? Am I wrong?
Oh, goodness. Do I have to Lebowski you twice? I guess we could just forget about the prophecies. If you don't move with the drum beat, you have no soul facts. Oh, thank you, Felicia. I hope you guys were enjoying. I hope that wasn't too loud over Joe. I just wanted to play Leanna some drums.
It gave me what I wanted. It made me want to keep talking.
Keep
Phil.
going. Did it make it? Was it good? Okay. It didn't. Hopefully, it wasn't too over or too loud because it's late.
My wild thing going.
It was late. Yeah. It was crazy wild thing.
Hell!
but thank you again to Leanna Finn for those amazing super chat donations. I'm gonna just be thanking you all night. So let's zip through a little bit of this while Joe is doing his thing. So then we get the Hound, and she says she's gonna go through. So then Tyrion tries to talk to the Unsullied, and anyways, talking about how if they hear the bells to stop there, and then they go, or talks to the Unsullied. Excuse me, wrong scene. Talks to the Unsullied and gets in to see Jaime. And this is where we get Jaime reminding everyone he's the dumbest Lannister. So let's listen to a few seconds of this. Once we get to them talking, Tyrion is like, "How'd they find you?" And they have a scene basically about how Jaime's dumb.
Did you consider taking it off?
I kind of like that. I like this scene. This is one of my favorite scenes of the episode.
The stupidest Lannister. You're going back to her, to die with her.
Joe has a dreadlock.
Yes, he does, man.
Someone give Joe a damn bobby pin.
Going to die. Unless you can convince her to change her course of action. Difficult to do from here.
Hey, it's Pocahontas in the live chat. Felicia, I'm getting to your voicemails.
Tell me you weren't getting like nostalgic feelings of Jaime chained by the neck to a post in a tent. Season 2.
Oh yeah, that's
season 3 kind of stuff. It was like the old days. The good old days when he was dirty and covered in feces.
Okay, Dr. Cox.
Still had both hands.
Really, newbie. I mean, come on. Phil is such an asshole. He's seeing Joe.
I'm really enjoying this, Timo.
You're such a prick. Phil is such an asshole. He's seeing Joe's stiffy dreadlock situation and never even told him about.
Jaime with his no hands is such a horrible thing.
So... Anyways, I swear I've been ranting about this episode all night long. All speculate, no writing or drama. They didn't even do good fan service. Fuck me. I swear the show killed itself since The Walking David. Walking David, good to see you in the live chat. Jaime in the tent was just like John Smith in Pocahontas. Also parallel to when...
Just like Joe? What?
I need a Joe rant right now. I'm going to explode this dresser. Oh, it's been Joe rants all night.
I'm on point tonight, baby.
Oh, I guess. You're on something tonight. Tyrion didn't know that the Unsullied spoke the common tongue. Yeah, that was the scene. I'm kind of glossing over some stuff. But Tyrion has a moment where he tries to communicate, but he can't do it. Alfonso in the live chat. Great to see you. Uncle D. Great episode. Phil, imagine if Ramsay had a dragon.
Timo and Tom, man, I don't know what to do. If I listen to Timo, I can't listen to Tom. If I listen to Tom, I can't listen to
What do you have them on your shoulders like an angel devil?
Everyone,
on your
shut the fuck up, Joe. Drink more, Joe. Shut the fuck up, Joe.
Come on.
Drink more, Joe.
I know some people. We have some new folks, but we have some amazing regulars. The live motherfucking chatters. We're so lucky to have people listening. So the one thing I just want to be clear that the one thing we've learned over the couple of years is you don't listen to Tom. Come on, you're not listening to Tom. I just want to be clear that some people out there might not know who Tom is, but let me be clear, Tom's awesome. But you know, one thing you don't do is don't listen to Tom.
Tom's like, I see Tom when I'm reading the chat, it's Tom and Timo, and like they're like the most I see.
Yeah. Ignore the Tom one. I love you, Tom. Okay, so Tyrion is...
I think I know what it is. I got an eye for TDs.
Maybe you do. Okay, so Tyrion is like, how'd they find you? And he has a plan.
Innocent.
Tyrion.
You do care for one innocent.
Oh, shut up. He don't give two shits about any of his fucking kids. He fucking raped his sister on his child's grave.
The reason she'll never give an inch.
Consensual, Jeff.
The worst thing she's ever done, she's done for her children. It's not impossible that she'll win. She won't. Her enemy's forces have been depleted as she said they would.
I got my finger on the button, Jeff.
She's even beyond. The city will fall tomorrow. She has the Lannister army. She has the Golden
I defended the city last time it was attacked. I know it better than anyone.
Tom,
tomorrow.
It wouldn't be the same without you, buddy.
Tomorrow, if not before.
Why?
Escape. Two of you together. Remember where we met?
Keep the dragons.
Tom is the best. I'm not attacking. I'm saying this because I know Tom can take it. So.
Oh yeah, Tom can take it.
Oh, Tom can take it. Tom can take it well. So Tyrion's trying to protect them, setting up a way for them to get to Pentos and get into the dinghy. And
I don't ignore you, Santivia.
Oh, Centavia Major definitely not getting ignored. Joe, it was consensual. Oh, my heart, you mentioned him. Dany actually succeeded where her father failed. She's worse than the Mad King. She's worse than Cersei.
As much as I got an eye for TD, I got an eye for S&M as well, baby.
Yes. Walking David says, the fact that they had Grey Worm, a man who was once a slave, participate in the killing of men who had surrendered, women and children was so fucked up. All the character arcs died this episode. Says Walking David. Tom can give it to. Yeah, Tom can give it to us hard. Cersei was a better queen. This episode proves it. Shit, I want some of what Joe's smoking.
No. This episode does not prove it. This episode, you never once heard Cersei say, ring the fucking bells, I give up, I surrender. All you saw at the best was her cry because nobody was fucking left to help support her. Everybody was fucking dying. She was alone in that fucking room, standing there looking out over the fucking ashes and the burning flames. You never saw her order any kind of fucking surrender. All you heard from her previous was, cut this bitch's fucking head off and throw her off my fucking wall, and let all the fucking peasants burn before my fucking keep burns. Let them all in, so they have to slaughter them all inside the Red Keep to come up the stairs before they come up the stairs to me. Let them all fucking die. No, she's no fucking better. And I think that's the point that D&D and George were trying to make. That with all these strong female characters, there's still not a replacement for a man. Silence. I love it.
I was trying
crickets. You should have had crickets, Phil.
I was gonna boo you actually. With
boos or crickets would have worked. Either one.
Or this one.
That was such an awful fucking thing for me to say. That's the one meme I'll ever be. That's the one thing I'll ever be known for saying.
I'm just gonna keep the ticking clock right there.
Yes, LB, I might be for having said that out loud on fucking the internet live. I might just be a fucking Tyrion crazy.
And the channel shut down. And so
Joe is spot on, Charles Barkley. Oh yes,
that's terrible. So
I'm terrible.
So Tyrion is like, they'll find you and they'll escape, and there's a proper goodbye, and then they hug it out and they exit stage right. Jaime is freed. So then they're on to King's Landing, and the Iron Fleet is there with the Dread Pirate Dickhead, and he's there with some other guy too that we're starting to see faces that are about to die. And why are people disrespecting the dead just hours after the characters died? Callie says, show lesson, all humans are trash, male or female, your genitalia just does not matter.
Unless you're Jon Snow or Arya Stark, and I guess then, because there's one of each, genitalia, yeah, okay, so you're right.
Joseph's like, you guys just you need to pull this show together now. Adam says, Ned Stark got justice tonight. Screw Jaime and all those cabbage throwing King's Landing peasants. Oh.
Yes, they all deserved it. Those fickle fucking fucks. They're fucking. We don't give a shit. They don't, and why should they? That's the only entertainment they fucking get. They live on a street where the piss and shit from the Red Keep passes by them on a daily basis. Why would they care about any of them, Ned included? His piss and shit is in that same fucking stream, right? Fuck him. We don't got movies. We got fucking imp fucking acting troops running around here that are barely good at what they do. Right? Not like those Essos actors who are more Shakespearean. You got these fucking slapstick fucks running around. That's it.
Leanna Finn says Tyrion and Jaime made me ugly cry. I got kind of emotional during those kind of scenes as well. And Danny
The hug was fucking amazing. The hug really was amazing. Tell me the hug wasn't amazing.
Oh, it was really good. Danny even burned the rats. Joe is right. Piss and shit is bad. Hey, Phil and Joe in the motherfucking chat. Just finished watching the episode. So what's the general thoughts? Are we loving it or hating it or somewhere in between?
We're somewhere in between. See, there's a lot of shit. I love almost every moment with Arya from the Hound on. I really like a lot of the Tyrion moments, minus this Jaime scene. I think this was a stupid fucking thing he did.
On who?
You're gonna let him go. You're on the eve of fucking battle, right? You're gonna let him go. Not only does he have to, at this point, sneak out of an entire fucking camp where he's probably in the center of the fucking camp to make it hard to free him, right? He's got to not only sneak out of that camp, he's got to sneak into the fucking Red Keep. Then apparently he had to sneak out of the Red Keep and then back into the fucking Red Keep. Or King's Landing, into King's Landing, out of King's Landing, into the Red Keep. This was, how long did you had maybe a couple hours. Like, this is a little ridiculous that he moves from wherever the fuck he was held prisoner to all the way in. And that we see Arya, the Hound, and Jaime all get into King's Landing when there's a siege army outside. So these people are allowed to walk in, but not half the fucking Unsullied?
No, because they blended with the people that Cersei was letting in.
So the Unsullied can't put on cloaks and rags and hide swords like they did in Prince of Thieves.
They didn't need to. They didn't need to.
Please.
They didn't need to. They didn't lose one guy. They didn't lose one freaking guy tonight.
They didn't need to, but the keep needed to keep themselves fucking kept. Right? They didn't need to have the doors open so everybody and their fucking mother could walk through while there's an army sitting outside your fucking gate.
So I want to get to a couple of super chats here. Analysis says,
good things and bad things.
Can we agree that Sansa was vindicated this episode? All the haters giving her shit last episode. Oh my god, she broke a promise. We see why Sansa was the undermining Dany for the good of the North in the realm. Hashtag Viva la Sansa. Joe is pissed right now. Oh, I'm trying not to lose my shit, says the walking David. Kyburn's brain. Hit that like button, you sneaky bastards. Thank you, Fractal Curve, and thank you to everyone in the live chat. Thank you to all of our amazing fun people. We got Charles Barkley in the live chat tonight too. Wow, it's amazing to have him here. We've got Timo killing it in the live chat, and we got all these awesome people: Jennifer Brooks, Chrissy, Felicia. I still haven't played Felicia's voicemail, but we will get to them. Pamela as well, and we got Apulia for you guys. Thank you so much, Apulia, for that super chat donation. Incredible to all of you guys for joining us and helping out tonight. This has been an incredible night with the super chats. You guys all deserve a fucking special award for being fucking awesome. And Leanna Finn, special extra love to you for being incredibly amazing. Okay, so then we go. Next week is going to be a lot of Sansa, and Bran will be back in full force, I bet, as well. So across the field, we see the North. We see that fought off the dead people. We see Tyrion again talking about the bells, saying, call off the men, and Jon's giving him that, sure, okay. And, like, Jon, I can't really read all of Jon Snow's looks, but I think the look he gives Tyrion is like, oh, okay, you think it's going to work out like that? Like, I think Jon already kind of suspects that that his bell thing isn't going to work. And I think similar to what you were saying earlier, Joe, about Dany, Jon doesn't think for a second that it's going to end like that, and is probably surprised when he hears the bells, and when he runs into that corner a little bit later in the episode and all the soldiers drop their swords, he's like, phew, oh, cool, this is awesome.
I think at that point, it was a foregone conclusion to the Stark people. That's why they hadn't engaged in hand-to-hand yet. It wasn't like they were waiting for their leaders to get to the front to die in the first volleying melee, right? Like, it was look at Lannisters, we can all die right here, at least a couple hundred of us each, before you finally surrender. Or y'all can just surrender because the dragon's about to fly over and burn y'all alive. Then the fucking dragon lands and says, they're not lying. Everything they haven't said with words is true. And they drop their fucking weapons, and then the bells ring, right? And it's at that point, there's relief. there is relief among everybody. But who rung those bells? Where the fuck has Tyrion been? When was the last time you saw Tyrion?
So we'll get to that in a second here.
Who did ring the bells? I don't know. I thought it was Jamie at first.
I think it was just you just heard a lot of people yelling, "Ring the bells, ring the bells," and then they eventually rang. Did
they? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it did. There were people like in that point when we get into the silence, we hear like soldiers yelling, "Ring the bells, ring the bells." Sailor Diva says, "So nobody's going to talk about Pod the Rod, the Pimp of the Seven Kingdoms." We're going to get into
with his knight. And
JC Waddler, love you guys. One episode left. Let's enjoy. And so the Lion of Lannister's everywhere as the Hound shoves a motherfucker aside to get in the gate. Arya's there too. The Hound says, "Fuck you, kid." And all these people are screaming, and we see a kid and their mother left out. And it's trample on time as Jaime is locked out, and he shows his hand off to try to get people's attention, but he can't get in there, and he heads in a back way. Tyrion looks on. So we see all the ships. We see Euron looking to the sky and thinks he sees something, and it is. And it's Critch with another super chat donation. If you thought this was going to have a happy ending, you haven't been watching the tragedy of Daenerys Targaryen. Adam D. Maury says, need to dub AC/DC Hell's Bells over that attack. There's going to be some fun stuff going over the attacks. And the wheel has said, oh, it says Phil drink. That's what it actually landed on Phil drink. So I have to drink. Let's drink. Super chatters tonight. You guys are fucking unbelievable. We're celebrating the end of this season, and I do so appreciate all you guys joining us for these drunk, silly times after these episodes. There's so many amazing places to go with so many awesome people talking about these episodes. We appreciate each one of you jumping in our live chat and showing us this kind of love. It is really incredible to look up there and see that right now and see all of you guys in the live chat right now as well. Okay, so Tyrion looks on. We see the ships. We see Euron looking to the sky, and he thinks he sees something coming, and it's Daenerys.
I love it. A week long since the fucking preview, and everybody in the fucking world, article after article after fucking Google link after Google link. What was Euron looking at? How many baby dragons did Drogon have in season 4? Is Dany actually a dragon? Is Dany riding an armored dragon? What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Joe.
What the fuck is wrong with you people? You have 2 episodes left in the entire fucking season, and you want them to introduce fucking brand new baby fucking dragons. You want them to introduce fucking plate armor on fucking dragons. You want them to fucking introduce fucking Dany becomes a fucking dragon. What the fuck? Dude. Why can't he just be surprised? Or, okay, it's the opening onslaught of the dragon coming in. Time for war. No, it's got to be some fantastical, phenomenal fucking bullshit that's going to blow everybody's fucking minds. That one look from Euron, a whole 7 fucking days of the most asinine fucking speculation I've ever read across the internet that didn't involve Donald Trump.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we continue here. We see all the ships. Euron looks this guy. Were you waiting for that all night, Joe?
That kind of was.
You waiting for that moment? Okay, so we see all the ships. Euron looks this guy and he thinks he sees something. It's Dany flying down.
I've been waiting all fucking week for that moment, Phil.
And then he locked and loaded, and he can't hit her. She disappears. She dive bombs a couple times the ships. She's aiming. They can't really hit the moving target. Suddenly, all the ballistas are the Scorpions just cannot hit anything, and it gets.
They can't hit shit, and everybody in the chat has mentioned it. You've mentioned it. They not only missed, they missed big, over and over again. This partly has to do with how Dany is flying. She's coming in high, going low. Those are big fucking heavy ballistas.
It's tough.
It takes a while to re-aim them, to move them up and down.
We're
left
seeing
and right.
We're seeing more of the type of thing that George Martin once said in one of those interviews, that where a dragon being flown at this force is almost invulnerable. It cannot be stopped. And unfortunately, we didn't see that with the first 2 times they faced off against these things. But Dany Dany has you could explain it away from saying that Rhaegal was hurt, not flying quite right, didn't have a rider. Dany forgot about Euron and didn't know it was there. He was hiding behind. He had time to set up the shot for a while. But
a lot of
stupid reasoning that you have to fit into it. But whatever.
Not the explanations are stupid. A lot of having to make stupid explanations.
Right, for it to have been
it's poor D&D fucking bullshit.
What Joe said.
You did this to me, Phil.
It's my fault.
You did this to me this morning.
I did. I'm sorry. But so then
you unleashed the D&D fucking rage when I came and visited you after work. I was all shit to fucking dandelions. I was all ready to fucking go squat behind the fucking magic tree and let it all out and fucking have myself a cry. But then no, Phil fucking sparks.
Joe, it's Euron.
In my Boston.
So this is our last moment of urine as No,
finally.
it isn't.
Oh,
no, Euron survives this. I mean, but like she comes down and blows up his fleet, and she firebombs him and destroys all the scorpions. And then Dany proceeds to basically destroy every scorpion on King's Landing. And on the other side, Jon and Grey Worm face off with the Golden Company, which weren't really a company. They
weren't that golden or a company. It was amazing. This moment. I'm sorry, but this moment when the dragon comes fucking bursting through the back wall.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. But
that's the moment that the fucking horse gets mangled that I was talking about earlier. You want to go back and watch that. It's pretty sweet.
Crazy Uncle Joe just almost broke the we had a weird connection issue. It was like the computer's like, wait, we got to slow Joe down here. But no, don't slow down, Joe. No extra dragons. Joe's rants. We got some love going on in the live chat. Don't encourage him over there.
Thank you, Sarah. I'll feed on it.
Oh goodness. Okay, so we go over to Jon and Grey Worm. They're facing off. So then out the other side, we see the dragon go through, and the dudes are all fucked up and burning. The Golden Company's pretty much gone. The Dothraki start riding down the leader of who we see for a second. We met him. Yeah, we know his name. We've heard him. Strickland is Strickland is all fucked up, and Grey Worm did it. And now it's time to go all Dothraki on the city, and the Dothraki are rolling through the city, but they're the least of their problems as Drogon is making killing easy here, as Dany's just targeting every scorpion, going on burning them all. Cersei's sitting up there watching the dragon, has this bird's eye view, which really, everything aside, Cersei has like the best seats in the house for this fight, and she's just watching the dragon just like go all Godzilla on the city, and ultimately that's what's happening. From Cersei perspective, it looks like Godzilla just spraying the city with fire. And Tyrion is watching it, and he's watching the dragon take down the city. Cersei gets briefed for the first time by Qyburn, who basically says, Cersei, my queen, we're fucked. We're fucked. We're gonna die. And we get some Cersei music, and Cersei starts, and this is where Cersei starts making excuses. She's like, but
the Iron Fleet.
What about the Iron Fleet?
Euron killed one of her dragons. He can kill another.
Your Grace, the Iron Fleet is burning. The gates have been breached. The Golden Company.
Our men will fight harder than sellswords ever could.
Yep, and then the swords drop.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you think you are? Our men will fight hard. Why? Why on earth do you think that they will fight fucking harder?
Do you feel bad for Cersei at all here?
No, she's a fucking moron. She's always been a fucking moron, and this is the highlight of how fucking out of touch this fucking cunt really is.
Yeah,
she's so out of touch.
She is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
The reason why you are a queen is because the people have elevated you to queen.
No,
or
she
have
just
allowed you to remain queen
after you blew up half the city. But here we go. I want to play this quick message.
Hey everybody, it's Felicia. So I used to just hate watch the show and be like, oh my god, I can't believe they did that. That's so stupid. That will never happen in the book. And then I just gave up on caring anymore, and then, of course, Lyanna Mormont died, and my whole world changed. That everything just makes me happy. I didn't know what to expect, but I did not expect what happened. Like, she literally burned the whole fucking city. I did not see that coming. And I'm totally okay with it. Totally okay with it. Everyone can die, and I will be very, very happy.
I love how
Thank you, trivia fans.
I love how bloodthirsty Felicia is, and what's
Oh, it's Felicia again. Point out some historical parallels of this battle.
I think we have a little bit of a connection issue on the second message. I'll see if I can clean it up for the voicemail show. So Timo, Cersei was showing strength stronger than those troops apparently right there. Okay, so Cersei gets her brief down. Then Grey Worm heads up with a group of Jon and Davos to the doors where they face off with the Lannister soldiers, where right on command, as Joe was saying, don't want to fight. Then we see Tyrion looking horrified as Jaime heads in, and here comes Drogon again, loving the carnage as he sits down, and Jon looks at the Lannister soldiers, waiting for them to throw down their swords. And Jon doesn't really want to attack these guys. You can tell these guys don't want to really attack them. And Jon, being Jon, is like kind of holding everything off right there. And we're kind of waiting for a second. Like, there's this big tense moment right here in the moment. I thought this tension was done relatively well in the way that the action got set up in the moment. And again, I think one of the highlights of this episode was how this action was filmed. You can say what you want about the writing, and I'm not going to argue with it. I think Dan and Dave are all right at spectacle kind of stuff and setting up these battle scenes for the most part. And
they are. You hear them. You hear what you hear. Well, Jon and Davos and who else? Grey Worm are approaching. Right. You hear one or two people fighting and then dying. Right. So every now and then someone's running out and fighting. These are the people who want to fucking fight and die. Right. And then you get them to the front. And it's a moment of who the fuck wants to actually die right now? Right? You guys want to go home to your wives and your kids, or do you want to fucking die?
Yeah.
I don't want to die. I want to go home.
Yeah, you want to go home?
A whole bunch of us are going to die. All of you are going to die. A whole bunch of us are going to die.
And a few of you are going to die, yeah.
So we can make it so none of us die and we all go home. Or all of you and a bunch of us. Your choice.
Yeah, I'm going for the living factor.
I'm gonna throw my sword down.
Yeah, I'm throwing my sword down too. I don't give a fuck. Not for Cersei.
Fucking Jimmy alive.
Yeah, I'm not fucking dying for fuckings. I'm not to quote Braveheart. I'm not dying for this motherfucker. Like, and there's no William Wallace. There's
to
no
eat fucking lamb shank.
Yeah.
In a castle.
Yeah. Fuck you.
I fucking slop in mud.
Yep. Okay, so let's continue here. Zippity doodah zippity yay. Tyrion is not having a good day. So here comes
Drogon. They'll fight for me like nobody has ever fought before me because I'm Cersei Lannister.
So here's where stuff gets interesting. The Lannister soldiers wait for it. Tyrion and Dany look on as we hear people screaming, and the bells ring as the dragon.
Ding, ding.
And Cersei watches from afar, accepting that she's somehow losing. So then at this moment right here, somehow Cersei and Dany have a staring match across hundreds of whatever. No, it's set up in an action movie kind of way where we focus on Dany and Cersei looking at each other from across, like,
or looking out
and across the field of battle, and the bells ring. Jon is pumped that he doesn't have to kill anybody more, and Cersei is like, thinking of her men like pussies. And Drogon and Dany hear the bells, and this is they do the Rocky thing where it goes, I don't hear no bell. And then we get a shot of her flying towards King's Landing and people running and scared as Dany just says, fuck it, I am burning it all. And Grey Worm at this point takes this as
he loved it. He's ready.
Missandei's rallying call of Dracarys means burn them all. They're not us. And Grey Worm goes ape shit. Like ape shit, action hero, crazy killing machine, Daredevil, like attack mode like you've never seen before, and just does not care. And he just starts stabbing the guys in the back and just taking out dudes like 20 at a time. And
they didn't show enough of it.
They could have shown more.
I'm going to tell you right now, they did not show enough.
I was with it. I could have watched Grey Worm killing some more. That wasn't bad.
I could have watched Grey Worm kill for at least 5 minutes.
Yeah, he was good.
Give me 5 minutes of him fucking stabbing people, running people through, fucking
Take away one of his Missandei scenes where they're making love or kissing and stuff, and give me more of that. You know, can we do that? So
we needed that in this moment for sure. We absolutely needed that. We needed to know that he was. We knew, but we didn't just need to know. We needed to feel. We needed to believe he was so on board with fucking Dany that it didn't matter, that he would run fucking John through if he got the chance.
And Miles is like, what an awesome season. Okay. Yeah, just kill him and burn him all. Fuck it, man. So Grey Worm goes like apeshit crazy here, and Jon is watching this like what, and tries to keep his men off, but he ends up getting a little bit wrapped up in it and has to kill a couple people. And then we get, it's like Game of Thrones has never used slow motion, and then they start using it in these last 3 episodes like crazy. And so we get slow motion, no surrender, fire. We hear kids crying, even Cersei looks.
I don't want to hear children cry.
No, no one cares. No one cares. But even Cersei looks at what Dany's doing and kind of gets this look on her face, like, "What the fuck?"
I wanted to see it. I fucking loved it. It was awesome.
Yeah, like she was impressed, or on some level, she's like, "Whoa, I didn't think Dany would do this. Whoa, okay."
Nobody thought Dany was gonna burn the children alive.
So Tyrion's in shock. The Unsullied go crazy killing, and they turn into like stormtroopers, and Davos Davos tries to save some folks and hide them in the way, and they're like, Jon's like, what the fuck is happening? Now we follow Jon for a while, and his face says it all as he loses it. We see someone come over, and someone goes to try to attack a woman, and Jon goes over and stabs the shit out of her and tells her of the guy that's trying to attack her, and tells her to go hide. Then Cersei again's like, what the fuck's going on? She's ready to die, but you can tell she's scared. Or she's never ready to die, but you can tell she knows it's coming. Dany's right at her door as Jaime shows up and Euron comes out of the water. And in the middle of all this, Euron challenges him to a fight.
Of a city die. It's over. Or maybe for you. If you kill another king before you die, they'll sing about you forever. You're no king. Oh, but I am.
Are you?
And I fucked the queen.
Did you? No, you did. Hashtag Qyburn's brain.
I'll bring your head to Cersei so you can kiss her.
Okay, so they have a little shit talk, and they fight. And I thought with the gold hand, Euron chokes Jaime, but he smacks him with the hand. They go for the blade. Jaime gets stabbed in the side, then gets stabbed again when he gets up, but he ends up grabbing a sword and turning around and getting a killing shot on Euron, and Jaime's able to walk away. And then Qyburn comes up to Cersei, and he's like, dude,
the gates of the Red Keep.
Dude, we need to get the fuck out of here now. Cersei cries, and they head to Magar's holdfast.
Be a better place to wait out the storm.
And what I like here, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, Joe, I like that we see the wildfire burning green, where Dany is just in the background, basically like she's lawn mowing the city, and she's just going on every single grid back and forth, making sure she's not missing a spot. So we go on to Euron and Jaime, both fucked. Jaime reaches for his blade, and he is able to kill him. So then we get into the Hound in Arya again, and they're walking in, and Arya is like, no, the Hound basically starts telling Arya, listen, you can leave now. Someone else is gonna kill him.
That dragon will eat her.
Cersei.
Doesn't matter, she's dead. And you'll be dead too if you don't get out of here.
I'm going to kill her.
You think you wanted revenge a long time. I've been after it all my life. It's all I care about. And look at me. Look at me!
Did Euron just turn into Heath Ledger's Joker there? Look at me!
Hey!
You want to be like me?
Oh, look at me!
Look at me!
You come
no,
with me.
I don't. You're an ugly fuck.
You die here.
Thank you, Hound. Peace, bitch.
So I forgot to say in the last scene, Euron dies, and the Dread Pirate Dick.
You did not forget. You purposefully left it out because nobody fucking gives a shit.
No, I'm glad he's dead.
Euron should not have existed in this television series.
I'm glad he's dead. I'll say that. He's not going to be soiling up the last episode. So Euron also says, I got you, Jaime Lannister. I got you, man. I'm the man that killed Jaime Lannister, because that's what we always know Euron's always wanted. He's always wanted to be the man to try to kill.
That's the only thing. Fuck a queen and kill Jaime.
Right. So back to the Hound and Arya scene. Sorry, I just jumped back to Euron in the scene before because I wanted to make sure I talked about that before we moved on. So the Hound is telling Arya to go away. He's Nymeering her. He's telling her, go, you shoo. And so, okay. So, Sandor, yeah. Which this is weird in a good way.
Thank you.
And I like where their storyline concludes in that point right here. He protects her to the end as much as he can. Someone he has an affinity for, him and her and Sansa for whatever reason. And I generally enjoyed their interactions, and I didn't mind them being back together in this send-off. It was good for them to have a moment. A little fan servicey, but I like it. So, Leanna, thank you again for the Super Chat donation. We also had another one pop in here. Michael Lee, John, are we the bad guys? Love you guys. Keep it up. Yeah, John did have a couple of points like that in the episode where he looked like that. Am I the bad guys? Phil, I never thought I'd say this, but the Hound Arya scene was my least favorite in the episode. It felt so cliche, cheesy, corny. That I think you think
you knew it was coming. How did you not know it was coming?
Yeah, it was. But I don't mind cheesy as a lot of people know, as I don't have to get into my love of cheesedom. So I don't mind some Lumberger in my drama if it's warranted and the characters have built it up and earned it. And I feel like Arya and the Hound.
Lumberger.
Yeah, I was just trying to think of a weird cheese. So Lumberger. Well, I just watched Office Space, so I had Lumberg. Isn't that the name of the?
I stapler. I need my stapler.
So let's continue here. The Hound and her say goodbye. So, but here is up. The Hound takes out a battalion, and here it is. Here it is. Folks have wanted it. It's coming. You're touching it. It's touching you all over.
He takes out 4 King's Guards.
Quickly. It is Clegane. It's happening.
Block stab.
And
parry stab.
No one can stop it. But before we get there, Joe, no one can stop it because Qyburn tries to stop it.
Yeah.
Qyburn tries to stop Clegane Ball. How's that work out?
Fuck off, you stupid old piece of shit.
Yep, no, that's not working out for good old Qyburn. And we get Clegane Bows. They fight. He knocks off his helmet like Jason. We see the face. The fight is on, and he tries to kill him. But you're not killing this fucking zombie machine.
That's you.
Do you know what I'm afraid?
Always been you.
Do you know what I'm afraid of? I'm not afraid of zombies like the Night King zombies. I'm afraid of an army of why couldn't just the Mountain take out half the Stark soldiers alone?
Qyburn did to the Mountain what the Night King did to 100,000 fucking people.
Except when Qyburn falls, the Mountain doesn't fall. So it's a good fight between the two of them, and we see Jaime.
Good point, Phil.
Then we see Jaime and Cersei embrace as we're heading towards the end of the episode here.
Wouldn't that have been awesome if he decided to kill Qyburn and then just fucking as soon as Qyburn's head popped, he fell to the ground?
He fell to the ground.
That would have been fucking awesome.
He's like,
that would have been so. Or when the Red Keep fell on Cersei, he died. The Qyburn one would have been
I was hoping he was going to go into a song and dance and go, I got no strings to hold me down. He starts singing like Pinocchio and shit. He literally looked like Darth Zaya from Star Trek.
It'd be more like Frankenstein's monster, what is it, putting on the Ritz?
Yeah, putting on the Ritz there. Nah, I'm just playing. We got Book Yard is incredibly good. Hilarious. Arya travels 14 days to just turn around at the end. Why have a Clegane Bowl if it one's undead?
Book Yard is about that much better than fucking television.
Oh, shut up. Okay, so
that's dirty fingers and all, motherfucker.
Yeah, get your dirty fingers away from the camera. So we see Jaime cry out in Cersei as they cry and embrace, and I thought this was a well acted scene between the two of them as well.
All the Greyjoy shit should be deleted from the books.
she says Jaime's hurt, and you could just see whatever you want to think about these two characters, you can just see this show in this moment right here had me feeling emotional for Twincest and being like, oh, they're back together for a second. I'm sorry to say it. I got wrapped up a little bit in this moment. I got a little wrapped up in this moment, and I thought it was well acted by both of them, but they both, in some ways, or at least Cersei deserves this kind of ending to her storyline.
He should have raped her at the Dragon Skull, dude.
So she says she's hurt.
Yeah, you know it to be true. Right on the rubble. Jaime, have some Cersei. Right there.
And no, that's a later scene which you're talking about.
It doesn't matter. He should have raped her the whole way down. Every scene that they were in from this point on should be Jaime raping Cersei.
And he's walking towards her just like Freddie walks towards Jason with Sandor and the Hound. Or Sandor and the Hound. Sandor and the Mountain keep facing off back here as we see Arya, who's trying to leave but gets caught up with the craziness of kids dying.
Everything from this point on with Arya is amazing.
Yeah, and and Dany's still burning everything as now Arya's running outside and she's having we get flashback to her and the Hound. He's getting thrown around and he's tried to kill the Mountain a couple times, and the Mountain just kind of keeps going and keeps trampling. We see Arya try to see a woman save Arya, and then Arya tries to return the favor, but she gets separated and eventually dies. Then we get to the Hound being tossed around some more. The Mountain starts choking him, and with one last stab in the head with a dagger, and he's
not just choking him. He's trying to do the
he eventually picks him up and does the Oberyn thing where he's trying to crush his head. And
eyeballs and all.
Yeah, pop out the eyeballs. And the Hound finally, in the last minute, goes, the only way to take him down is to Darth Vader this shit. And he tackles him off a cliff into a big fire pile of dragon fire. The real question I want to ask after this moment right here, does this even kill the Mountain? Does the Mountain crawl out of there?
The fire kills him.
Fire kills. He's not that kind of white.
It doesn't matter. The fire kills him. Fire burns him alive. Fire burns and destroys all that was there.
Yeah, destroys all matter that would matter.
Fire kills.
Yep. Okay, so the Night King. And then Jon watches as King's Landing just burns down, and him and Davos give this, I can't believe it's not butter.
You like that ending for the Hound? Dies in fire? Sacrifices himself just to kill the fucking Mountain?
Yes, because he's able to use the fire to almost do to his brother what his brother did to him to the highest extent.
It means his whole life was fucking stupid.
Just
to wait that long, why didn't you fucking do it then? Why didn't you stab him while he slept fucking 30 years ago?
That was his best opportunity to do it, I guess.
No, come on, that's stupid. It's kind of stupid. If the Hound doesn't live, anything but the Hound living means it's stupid. As far as I'm concerned. Like, yeah, okay, vengeance will kill you too, dig 2 graves, all that fucking bullshit. But you know what? Like, that particular storyline means he could have killed him at any point in time in their whole fucking lives.
So, Joe, this is a question for you from Tom himself.
While that motherfucker slept.
To piggyback on this, Joe, from Tom himself in the live chat, did Clegane live up to the nerdy expectations?
No, and it didn't live up to the expectations, especially because they cut, like, okay, you want it to be a big, long fight, it would get WCW-y. So what they did was they cut it up, right? They put Arya, then they went back to them, then they went back to like whoever, then they went back to them, then they went to Jon, and they went back to them. And what that did was took me anyway out of the moment of the when he walked up to the bottom of the fucking stairs. I got up off my fucking couch, I moved to the chair directly 2 feet in front of my TV. I watched for 30 seconds. And then they cut away.
Oh, wow. Leanna Finn says, that's right, Joe. I really wanted to let my Southie out on D&D at that point. And I do want to say, Phil, I'll get one in a second here. I bet Cersei didn't die. Since if we totally agree with you, Cersei should have been more terrified. And after this,
live up to it for you.
when we actually got the fight, I liked the fight that we got in general, and I didn't mind the conclusion of it. But I definitely hear what you're saying.
Like one way or the other, it gets to WCW, or they cut it up the way they did, and you lose interest, or you forget, or it pulls you out of that fucking moment.
I enjoyed it.
The best thing they should have made it a much quicker fucking fight. You know, it doesn't have to. This is the fucking mountain. This is the fucking hound. One or the other is going to kill the other one very quickly, or not at all.
It is Chosen versus Danielson.
Like
Hong
it
Kong.
didn't have to be. He could have just charged at him and jumped out the fucking.
Yeah.
If there was no fucking fight, and Sandor just ran up the fucking stairs and jumped on him out the fucking window and into the fucking fire, it would have been better than the bullshit they fucking delivered us. Said and done. Period. That would have been much fucking better. They delivered us a half-assed WCW fight, cut up with fucking drama from Ari,
WCW,
from fucking whoever, and it fucking ruined Click Angle.
NWO.
So give us one or the other. Don't fucking do what you did. You fucking ruined it. You fucking ruined a perfectly good 7.5 season building fucking moment. Completely fucking ruined by bad editing and actually horrible choreography.
Nah, I disagree. I enjoyed it, but we can agree to disagree on that one. That was the Joe that was promised right there. Damn, episode was insane, says Audrey. And Joe is right. Trash is Garnet. Someone else said that was the best part of the episode. Sting
best part was them jumping off into the fire.
Sting versus
fight itself sucked.
Sting versus Hogan, Halloween Havoc 1998. Joe is T-Rex. Episode got my mind fucked. They did that episode 3. I was okay with the fight. The Hound should have lived, says Kay. Get the chair. Shut the fuck up, Joe. I don't remember WCW had a good fight. It was closer to NXT. Druggun just looked like out of a wave of ads. Hound should have gone WCW Goldberg and speared to the Hound immediately.
Immediately right over the fucking edge. Done. It doesn't have to be a fucking big fight.
Dreaming of Vegas, who has the best name right now. No, Joe, if they did that, everyone would have said it was super rushed. Glad they didn't zoom through it.
They wouldn't have. They wouldn't have, because that's not the point. The point is the Hound only wants him to fucking die. The point is that's the fucking point. That's the fucking point. You don't live past this. You don't live if you come with me, Arya. That's the fucking point. The point is it doesn't matter how I get my revenge, just that I fucking get it. The point is ultimately that it doesn't matter if I die in the process, apparently. It just matters that I get it. So once Cersei walks by him, done.
Joe.
Jump on it. Take him with you. Go yourself.
90 seconds.
Whoa. Okay, Joe, here you go.
The Hound versus Mountain should have been like a sword fight throughout the whole thing, and the way that the Hound should have finished them is by beheading him like a sword strike. Joe's right for once.
For once,
like, ending the fight that way, just I don't know if it makes the Hound dumb, but it makes the fight dumb. Like the whole fight.
60.
All right, later.
Yeah, okay. So Jay
Yeah.
agrees with you, Joe. Okay, so the fight ends, but John watches as King's Landing burns, and him and Davos gives him a look. I'm no big city lawyer, but I think this girl's gone a little bit extra. She didn't need to burn all those extra people, I say. I'm sorry, I'm forcing that one because someone asked me in the live chat for Davos.
Well, I'm no big city lawyer, John.
Yeah,
I think we should retreat.
Yeah, I think we should get the hell out of here. Sorry. I don't want to force them. I like doing them when they're relevant, but I got a request.
You do a big city lawyer with just a look.
Yeah, he does. Him and John go, John, I'm no big city lawyer, but I think you two need to break up.
Well, I'm no big city prosecutor, but I think you're right.
Yes. Thank you, John. Okay, so ominous countdown. So let's scroll through this episode so we can get to some voicemails and text before we call this an evening.
Jekugoku Joe. One more episode. This is about to get good.
Joe is crazy. Why Trinity? Why Trinity the only fight in the episode? The episode was an hour and 20 minutes. Why would they need to cut that? I'm no big city lawyer. Thanks for that, Phil. I need that. Timo, I'm no big city lawyer, but we're gonna miss some Jamie Lannister. Okay, so Jon watches as King's Landing burns down, and Davos gives that I can't believe it's not butter look. And we get Arya, who is wow, I'm still alive, as she wakes up and she's looking like shit. And
right? Would that not have been the worst way to fucking see Arya die? Just like off screen, we come back to her after running, and she's dead on the ground.
Yeah, Santovia, I'll try to fit one more in randomly because the rule of threes. I want to see how Phil is going to excuse Jamie getting fucking stabbed in the ribs 2 times to walk around the red keep 30. Hey,
it's just a belly
It's just
wound.
a flesh wound. It's just a
Belly
flesh.
wound.
Yeah, it's a flesh wound.
You can live for hours with a belly wound.
Listen, dude, I don't know.
Down there.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we go off to Arya
from Boston.
Arya is trying to save somebody, but ends up getting people killed. Okay, so it looks like Arya got burned at the end of this scene right here, but we know she didn't get burned. So then we go off to Jaime and Cersei, and excuse me for 1 second, everybody. So now we go to the Jaime and Cersei scene, and they have it blocked off, and there's no way that they can escape. They're trapped in. It looks like all the dragon skulls.
And Jaime's raping her on the rubble.
Joe, stop it.
That's all he cares about is one last fuck with his sister.
No, they have a actual really close moment between the two of them where they connect. I'm muting Joe, and I'll just turn Joe down right here. Joe needs a timeout. Joe's on timeout right now. Joe needs to think about his actions and be on timeout. So she says they have a heart-filled moment. They have a heart.
While you do this, I'm gonna go have a sandwich.
Okay, Joe's gonna go. Joe needs to chill out. He's gonna have a sandwich while I talk about the final scene with Jaime and Cersei and wax poetic about the death of these two. So we go after Jaime and let's listen to their last moments together. As they've been blocked off, there's no way to go. She doesn't want to die, though.
I want our baby to live.
You get the Lannister music coming in here?
I want our baby to live.
She wants the baby to live, Jaime.
Don't let me die, Jaime.
Don't, Jaime, do something. Do it, Jaime.
Please don't let me die.
Oh, no.
I don't want to die.
I don't want to die either. I don't want Jaime to die. Cersei can die. Sorry, broke.
I don't like this.
Cersei deserves to die. Jaime, choke her out. Jaime, do it. You know you want to choke her out, Jaime.
Wait, don't look.
Choke her. No, look away. Put her out of her misery, Jaime. Choke her. Choke her. Do it. Just do it for me. Just kill her, dude.
It matters.
It all matters. It matters if you kill her now.
Nothing else matters.
No.
Only us.
And nothing else matters. What, are you singing a Metallica song now? Come on. Kill her. Kill her. Just do it. Kill. Murder, death, kill. Murder, death, kill. And this is me while I'm watching the episode at this point in time. You guys people want to know what I'm like when I'm watching the episode? And during this part right now, I'm like, no. Kill her. Kill her and get out of there, Jaime. Come on. You still have time to run. Just kill her. There's a maester behind her. And then we see as everything starts crushing on in on them. Daenerys has gone a step too far. And we have to say goodbye as we get a final hug between the two Lannisters as they say goodbye. And I know some people are thinking, fucking A, goodbye, good riddance to Jaime and Cersei, but I think so much of what's been excellent about Game of Thrones has, and people can say whatever they want to me about this shit. I don't give a fuck. Some of the best elements of Game of Thrones comes from family Lannister in the early segment of this show. I know the Starks, there's a lot of love for the Starks, but seeing how the Lannister family wins initially and gets that first step up, whether it's Joffrey or Jaime early on or Cersei's hijinks and all of that, or we see Tywin and, of course, Tyrion as well early on his storylines. I think so much of that extra thing about Game of Thrones comes from the Lannister stuff. And I know Tyrion's still around. I don't think many of us don't think he's going to be around for much longer, and we will say goodbye to them. But there, I mean, I guess there's some Lannisters that don't matter left. It's not going to be a complete death of the house. Are there still some Lannisters? Because I think Jaime has once said we're the only Lannisters that matter. Is there a random cousin Lannister living somewhere in the Westerlings? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But either way, I'm not sure if this is the exact way I wanted. Now that Joe's not here, but I agree with Joe to a certain extent. I'm not sure if this is the way I necessarily wanted Jaime to go, but I understand what they were going for in this moment, and it was good to see Jaime at least. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard for me here because I would have rather him stay up north and entertain all of that. I really wanted him to be going there to kill her. So I'd be lying if I said I was completely happy with the way it ended, but I thought it was handled generally well. If we're to take that, Jaime couldn't really be redeemed in the way that conventional wisdom would define being redeemed. He will always have love for Cersei, and he will always be interconnected with her, and always was in this television universe of this, and had to go back to her. And knowing she died, believed in his heart that he should die with her. My question is, did he think that before? He never thought Dany would actually win? Did he think Cersei was going to win, and when he heard that Cersei killed a dragon, then all of a sudden he wanted to go see her? I don't know. Or do you think that Tyrion would be able to keep Daenerys away from killing Cersei? I don't know. If you think Phil looks better with a beard, press 69. Stolfin Smooth 007. Thank you, Tom. I definitely want to take that stuff. All the small rocks were dead. The fat Lannister's still around. No more incest. Game of Thrones is going downhill. I love this episode, says Adrian. So this means that Sansa and Tyrion are going to get married to continue House Lannister. I like hairless Phil, says Ariado. Just saying all the right. Oh my goodness. All that shit going on right now. So we get the song, we get the final hug, we get the goodbye. I'm like, boo. I don't like the Lannisters dying. Oh, cool. We got a thing. Let me remember it. What did somebody say? Phil, you're looking like the guy who used to rewind the VHS tapes at my local Blockbuster. Grow the beard back. I wanted Clegane Bowl too, but I realized how the Mountain hasn't been characterized past season 4. Hound basically put him out of his misery. The damage was already done. Yeah, Phil, grow your beard back. You're creepy. Shaved. I will try, Tom. I like bearded Phil. It's going to be very interesting.
I'm fucking talking to a muted fucking me, dude.
Were you talking for a while?
Yeah, dude. No, the Mountain and Clegane Bowl, that was fucking bullshit. It wasn't Mountain Clegane Bowl. It was Mountain put out of misery.
Yep. Fuck Sansa doesn't deserve to spread the Lannister seed with Tyrion. Okay, so that would be hard for Timo if the Lannister line continues through Tyrion and Sansa. So
I love it. I love it. I can't wait for it. They're the ones that are going to sit on the Iron Throne because Dany and Jon are going to kill each other.
So our last little push of this episode, and then we're going to get to your voicemails and texts. And obviously, please leave more.
Because let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question.
Ask me a question.
Tyrion brought this up last season about the line of succession. What if she fucking dies? Who takes over? Obviously, she has no heirs. So it's the hand of the king. Jon doesn't want it. So whether Jon dies or not.
Gendry. Gendry's Robert's kid. He's been legitimized. He has a legitimate claim.
That's possible. That's a good possibility, Phil.
I'm not saying he's gonna. I'm not gonna say he's gonna get it.
In which case, I've never wanted to be a lady. Queen, I'll fucking take.
People in the live chat say, no beard, Phil, get highlights. Oh, you mean get some just for men and make the beard?
He's already got highlights. It's called salt and pepper.
Yeah. The Golden Army was trash.
Do not.
Just for men.
Do not take away your salt and pepper. Man, that should get more fucking hoes.
Hey. It's the salt and pepper.
You're a married man.
The salt and pepper. Hey. The salt and pepper is a good mix. And the beard makes you look younger. He's back. Joe's back. Subverting expectations. Ew, Gendry. By all rights, with the precedent said by Maegor, I only can have a second wife. yeah, exactly, Felicia. I can only have a second wife. Atari Dad says, I read who's going to sit in the Iron Throne in the... Oh, I don't want to hear that stuff. No leaks no leaks in the live chat, please. Succession is screwed up at this point. There is a Baratheon line and Targaryen line. Cersei has no claim to the throne, but either way, it's whatever he wants. Yes, Dany is crazy, and she already thinks Tyrion betrayed her, so he's on the list. Phil has a bald spot, too. I do have, of course. Probably have a bald spot.
Maybe she doesn't know that he escaped yet. Maybe the guards all died in the fucking fight.
Yeah, maybe. And Phil should braid his hair. Oh, interesting stuff going on in the live chat right now. Phil should braid his hair with bald spot. I think Phil looks like...
Bald spot? You got a bald spot, dude?
Probably.
No, you don't.
Maybe.
I've never seen your bald spot.
Do I?
You're full head. You're full head.
Maybe not.
I got some bald going. Look at these. Look at this. There's some bald.
The people are making me blush in live chat. So let's finish this episode off. We see Arya.
My dad is bald.
We see Arya and she's alive. Duh. We see her POV and it's in silence. The episode has been stunning, and she looks around, showing the carnage, and we see not a single face, but we see one horse survived. She makes eye contact with it. Is it Bran? She reaches. She reaches out and grabs it, rides it out, and we pan out from the wreckage, and that's the end of our episode. Joe,
there is nothing around for Bran like that. Why is Bran in anybody's thoughts in this episode? Because D&D did a piss poor job explaining the whole fucking three-eyed raven Bran powers. D&D glossed over it and did absolutely fucking nothing with it. D&D, you are pieces of shit.
Hey. There's nothing wrong.
No, there is everything wrong.
There's nothing wrong with Dunkin' Donuts. Come on, leave Dunkin' Donuts alone.
Dan and Dave are pieces of shit.
There's nothing wrong with the game.
They did a horrible job explaining Bran, all of his three-eyed raven powers. They're pretty much fucking laid out for you in the fucking books. We're well past the books, but they decided to leave it open where all these people can speculate all this fucking bullshit about what Bran and his powers mean and can do.
Good night, Apulia. Good night, everybody. Okay, so everybody, now that we're done with this recap, we're going to take a couple of voicemails before we call this an evening and get some responses to that. And also, make sure you leave your voicemails whenever you're listening to this show. 781-990-8509. Not your Joe hate. You can leave that in the comment section of this video.
You can leave that anywhere, man.
Yeah, you can leave that anywhere you want. You can at Joe Dirty Locks on Twitter. You can send all your hate. Joe does not speak for the Issues program.
Joe does not mind hate.
Joe
knows hate means he ruined the love.
Yes. So please bring it to him. So let's listen to a couple voicemails, but please leave some voicemails for me and my feedback show guest. I'm not sure who that's going to be quite yet. They could possibly be in the live chat right now. I don't know about that, but we'll see about that.
Dan and Dave are in the live chat now?
Maybe. They might be my feedback guest. So let's continue here. Oh, Joe. Oh, I didn't see this. Let's scroll down. Let's scroll down to earlier tonight, and we got this is a long message, but I'm going to play it. This is from...
Is it?
It is.
What's
Joe, Phil, Big J here. One more episode to go. I fucking love this episode tonight. I tell you, man, just fucking blown away by this episode. I think, although, I heard that they really wanted to do a lot more, but being that they only had 6 episodes, there was going to be a lot of
stop them there.
things.
They didn't only have 6 episodes. They decided to do 6 episodes.
Yeah.
HBO wanted to do 4 more fucking seasons. They decided to do.
Like that, Tyrion was gonna fight. What's his name? Euron was the guy who had sex with the queen. Euron Greyjoy. He was gonna fight Jaime Lannister. I can't believe it after all these years I'm fucking still bad with the names of these characters, but you know what I'm talking about. That scumbag, that you know, that him and Jamie had to fight at the end. You know, that was predictable. You know the Hound was going to fight the Mountain. I tell you, when the Mountain took off his mask for a minute, he's got the same fucking head as Varys.
I thought he
The
looked like
Whisperer
fucking
got killed,
Darth Vader.
man, but obviously he looked
Sorry, Anakin.
Anakin. Oh, I thought he looked like Jason a little bit. Not
like Varys on steroids, but I tell you, it was very emotional. That was a great fight scene, all the way they both just fucking went to the fire at the end when he. What a fight scene, man! Just the whole. You know, living in New York, the only thing I can say is that this reminded me a little bit of 9/11. I got to be honest with you. I remember after the towers fell, man, it's just fucking what it kind of reminded me of, man. And that's the only thing I could really compare it to, you know. And it caused a lot of emotion, man, with the fucking people running, even though the show was good, man. But
excuse me, Phil. Excuse me, Big J. Jennifer Brooks. I think you mean brush my hair. These are knots. They don't come out with soap. They come out with a brush. Brush my hair, not wash my hair. I wash my hair all the time. What you want me to do is brush my hair. Continue, Big J.
Thoroughly enjoyed this episode, man. I really did. And you know what? That bitch, you know, they should have fucking killed her. I mean, it wouldn't have made for the show because they couldn't kill her off the show. But the bottom line is, I love Jon Snow, but Jon Snow's a fucking pussy. Because he knew where this bitch was going, and he fucking let this all happen. She needs to fucking die. I said it last week. I mean, she's just another tyrant, you know. Just another tyrant, and it was good the way they showed her face. She looked so crazy. The way they put the camera picture of her face, she looked really crazy, and oh man, just the cinematography, whatever you call it, and everything, and just fucking amazing. The show is just amazing on the acting, on the special effects. It just really, really was a treat.
And we got a little bit more from Jay over here, but people in the live chat are cracking me up right now.
Yeah, I got cut off. I guess Big J's rambling a little too long tonight, but there's only one more episode. You know, for me, it's only this show and fucking Better Call Saul, man. Those are my two shows, you know that. So
we need to find another show for you.
Big J's message. The bottom line is, Jon Snow's
wait. Excuse me, Big J.
Fucking, you know, put the word out that this bitch is losing her mind. You know, and even the midget, the dwarf, you know, he knew too, man. He sold his fucking buddy out. The bald guy with the fucking no testicles, he sold him out, and then he should have took care of things himself. He knew this bitch couldn't be trusted, you know. She just turned into another sick, evil bitch, so now she's got to die. And hopefully, Arya will fucking be the new queen, and or Sansa, and Arya will fucking rule the 7 fucking kingdoms, or whatever the fuck it's called. And that's it. All right, man.
Love you, Big J. And where's this put Braun? I know Braun's gonna show up with Tyrion next week and be like, "What's going on?" And they're gonna be like, sorry, Braun. You're not getting paid for anything." But he did get a big chunk of gold, I guess, as a down payment.
I guess.
So
fandom descent. I think that's answered. Jon Snow probably beating himself up because Arya and Sansa told him not to trust Dany. Jon should have just slept with Dany and motivated her not to burn people down. I think you're confusing Jon with Podrick.
And you made me snort there. This is Karan from PA.
I don't get it. How did she go from 0 to 100? Daenerys says
it's easy. It's real.
Mercy is our strength. It's not our weakness. Also, Daenerys says 10 minutes later, I'm going to kill everybody but Cersei.
It's easy.
Let her die in the wreckage.
It's real.
I don't get it.
One
These
second.
writers make no sense to me.
Nope, that's easy.
Joe,
that makes sense
answer
to me.
the question.
That makes sense to me. That's one of the only parts of this episode that makes sense to me. When those bells ring and you see her face fucking molt, I'm telling you, that makes sense. If you have never been that enraged at somebody, there's been only one or two people in my life that I have felt this much rage for. And only one of them did I ever get the ability to express it upon. And I'm going to tell you right now that if Phil, you were there one of the days.
I was definitely there one of the days.
I would have hurt you beyond belief.
Yeah, you would have hurt anyone that got in your way.
I would have hurt. Do you remember the guy that came up and told me to stop?
Yeah, I remember the kid you like tossed aside. Like you were very angry that day.
There was a man. He was a very large man with very mountainy style muscles on him and shit. That came up and was like, "You're doing this in the wrong spot, dude. Don't do this." I almost attacked him.
Yeah, he was right by a play. Like we're gonna move on from this, but it was right by a playground.
So I understand this in her. I understand this rage in her. Sometimes, and like if you watch the news or fucking ID Discovery, for Christ's sakes, you will know that this kind of rage exists in people.
Yep.
That there is nothing that will stop people from killing or hurting the people that they want.
Joe was full berserker mode. And let's listen to I got a few messages here. So let's listen to this one from our good buddy Antoine.
This is the best I could ever be. Trisha is
Yeah,
hand up.
I got a song. And it's for all you viewers out there. This is going out to you, Team of 30. Fuck Sansa. The North is over. 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 The stars be living it. No. Scratch that fucking shit. The North is over. The North is over. The North is over. The North is over. Yeah. The North is over. The North is over. The North is over. The North is over. Yo, Targaryens be living it. The Starks be faking it. Targaryens living it. The Starks keep faking it. The Lannisters be living it, but the Targaryens be living it. The Starks be faking shit. Here's the
cheers, my man.
Shit.
Cheers.
Dude, this is awesome.
Sansa runs her mouth too much, but don't live it up. The North is over. The
You
North
won
is over.
Joe over, yeah.
The North is over. The North is over.
Team
Hey,
up.
if you were the North is over. The North is over. It's over. Fuck Sansa.
Man, that's for Timo 30 tonight. Lots of love from Antoine Thomas. Antoine Thomas left a bunch of messages, but I wanted to make sure I played that one. And we might play one more of Antoine's messages in a little bit. I just want to get a couple of other people's voicemails in here right now. Okay, so here we go. Let's listen to let's see if Felicia's second message was a little bit better.
You said my audio was bad in the first one,
This
so
is
I'm
better.
giving it a second try. 'Cause
Better.
You know what? I'm going to try hard. So, some fun facts about today's episode. Fun fact number 1. Dany burning the Iron Fleet parallels Queen Visenya burning the Iron Fleet in Goldtown during Aegon's conquest. Parallel 2. Dany attacking the Greyjoy fleet from above by hiding in the clouds and diving down parallels Aegon the First while burning Harrenhal. Parallel? Well, not parallel, but just a fun fact about history Cersei got wrong. She said that the Red Keep had never fallen, which is not technically true. During the Dance of the Dragons, Rhaenyra Targaryen, also known as the Half-Blood Queen, took King's Landing, while Aegon II, her half-brother, who stole her throne for the audacity of her being born a woman, fled like a little bitch. And the third parallel, in my opinion, is the burning of King's Landing reminded me a lot of the Second Battle of Tumbleton. Just fun fact. Good night, everybody.
Awesome stuff from Felicia. And hey, let's listen to this one.
Hey Phil, this is Joseph with a Y calling. Great show as always. I really liked this episode. I thought it was a lot better than episode 3.
I thought that the entirety of season 7 was basically crap, and I've been very critical of the show at times. And I know that they're trying to close off a lot of story arcs, and it's difficult. And in general, I'm not a fan of D&D at all. But I think this episode actually turned out pretty good. They did a nice job closing out several story arcs. They had some twists on some things that were unexpected. And I actually thought they did justice to the Jaime and Cersei story arcs pretty well. And a sort of Valancourt style death. I think when they find the skeletons of the Lannisters under the rubble of the Red Keep, we will see Jaime's hand on Cersei's neck, confirming that prophecy. So anyway, thanks a lot. Keep it up. Bye.
I don't make me do it, Joe. I'm gonna let that message hang out there because I like where Joseph's mind's at. He's my favorite Joseph tonight on the show. I gotta say. I'm doing a pre.
Why not a knife in her belly? Why not a knife in her belly, Joseph? Why not choked on his cock while the fucking rubble fell?
Shut the fuck up, Joe.
Just be glad the fucking cunt's dead.
Oh my god.
Shut the fuck up, Joe.
Okay. So a couple more here. We'll get you guys out of here pretty soon. We got a few more I want to make sure I get to tonight. But please, when you leave this later, if you've already left a voicemail, leave another one for our feedback show. So we get lots of feedback, but I don't want to not play your message if you're out there waiting to hear it. So here is area code 985.
Hey Phil, so man, crazy episode. But anyway, to get to it, I looking at this episode, there were a few interesting moments that had me kind of thinking about next week, and I'm curious where you think the sides are gonna fall next week, because I noticed watching they made a point, throughout the destruction and the dragon fire and whatnot to focus on Arya, Jon, and Tyrion's kind of reactions to everything that's going on, and I guess Grey Worm to an extent, like where Grey Worm kind of side-eyed Jon at at stopping his troops, and then obviously Jon killing what I believe was a northern soldier from raping a woman, and then Tyrion kind of looking at the devastation, and obviously Arya running through the city with the mother and her daughter, or whatever. So I'm kind of curious where you think the sides are going to land, and obviously I think besides Dany, I think we can all guess she's going to die at this point. Who's going to die with her? I mean, or just basically where you think the sides are going to land, because I think honestly at this point the only person Dany really only has on her team is Grey Worm, and I kind of hate to say it, but I'm honestly uncertain of where Tyrion kind of falls with all this. Is he going to be
Tyrion fell all the way
Is he
onto
going to kind of accept this, or is he going to turn his back? And also, I just want to say, Joe is absolutely right. The show should not have been made before the books were finished. I think that literally is the catalyst or whatever for all the problems that the show has. I mean, season 5 was the first kind of real divergence from the books, and arguably, season's not over yet, but I'd say arguably season 5 is still the worst season out of all 8.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So okay, so that second part just lives on its own. We already kind of talked about that. The main question about where we think the sides are to pan out. I think in this situation, Dany has what's left. She has a much bigger Dothraki force than I thought left, and half her Unsullied, with Grey Worm as the only other character on her side. Tyrion is dead to her. Jon is dead to her. And I think that's where she stands, and that's where the sides pan out. She does have Yara and the Iron Islands and Dorne on her side.
I don't know about Jon being dead to her. There's something to be said about being on the hook, about unrequited love.
Yeah, I think at this point, post this, I guess it's maybe the other way around. She's dead to Jon. Like she crossed a line with Jon that I don't think she
crossed a line with everybody that is alive.
Yeah. Or
with
next
the Greyjoy.
Yeah, except for the
Grey Worm.
The Greyjoys, but the Greyjoys and Dorne still, at least on paper,
the
support
Grey
her.
Worm.
Yeah, the Grey Worm. And yeah, let's play a couple more voicemails here. And,
I gotta piss.
Okay, I'll take one here, Joe.
And Dre, I gotta go pull a Brianna Tarth.
Yeah, Joe.
Don't call me a virgin. I gotta pee.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's continue here. We listen to this voicemail.
Hey, Phil and Joe Dirty Locks. Listening to the show. I just finished the episode and wanted to leave a voicemail. This is Netta G773 area code calling from Chicago. The Dario lover from the feedback show this week. Just finished the show and just wanted to say that this was Pompeii 2. How do Jon Snow get his own sequel to his own movie in the penultimate episode of Game of Thrones to be Pompeii Part 2? I have no idea what Arya was even doing in this episode. Jaime went out by Euron, and Euron making that little, message to the camera? Him and Cersei went out like a bitch. And Cersei, this episode was pretty much all over the place. I kind of defended Game of Thrones for I liked all of the episodes minus episode 1, so 2, 3, and 4 was good to me. But this episode was pretty much all over the place. I thought the mountain looked like Deadpool. Arya and the horse at the end, the horse just bypassed all the fire to just meet you and take you. This episode was not good. I'm pretty much giving it a 2 out of 10. I'm really hating the fact how Cersei and Jaime died. All of the smoke Cersei been asking for, she go out like a little bitch. I needed for her to keep that same energy that she had last week when she killed Missandei. But that's it. Thanks. Bye. Love the show. Bye.
Thank you. And she referred to this episode as Pompeii 2. It was we had Pompeii 2. It's a great fucking call. Great call. And thank you for calling on the feedback show as well. And
wasn't Jon Snow in Pompeii?
Yeah, that's why this episode's Pompeii 2. So this is area code 202.
The Sandor versus Clegane fight kind of sucked. We waited all that time for Clegane Bowl, and the fight that they had to preview it in the first 3 episodes, I believe, was a better fight than that. That's just the most disappointing thing ever. And hey, Phil, no one can remember that goddamn number you just said. Why don't you put it up on the screen? I mean, the number to call in and talk to you.
Yes, I'm an asshole. I didn't put it up on the screen. I'll put it up for next week because the phone lines are disconnected right now. But we're taking your voicemails, and we'll make sure we have the phone lines open for next week as well. So 817.
Hey Phil, good to see you on again. I was a guy about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I'm not going to gloat. I'm not going to gloat, but I feel like I called it.
No, I fucking gloat. That if you get something right, gloat. This is we're a pro gloating show.
Hell yeah!
If there's anything Joe and I can both agree with that we're for in this show is gloating. So
I don't want to say I told you so,
but we do, but we kind of do. but continue, caller.
And looks like we got a mad queen on our hands. But anyway, well, really love the show and love you and Joe Dirty Locks. But mad fucking queen, bitches, mad fucking queen.
817, good stuff. 817, and one more time from Jay here.
You asked if Danny was going to portray Jon. I think after Jon saw how Danny burned everybody, in instances including along with armies, he's going to portray her.
Yeah.
I don't believe she's they can. I think he's going to portray her
and a little bit too much to drink tonight.
Me. No, you. Both of us.
No, SM.
Oh, okay.
Was that SM that was just talking?
Like maybe the Unsullied will fight for, but I mean, the Dothraki are pretty consistent about we're the strongest.
Yes, he has had a little bit of the drink, I believe.
I think it got cut off there. And I think we have. Well, let's end things with this one.
Either that or like you said, I'm really drunk and I just can't hear right.
As you know, we have won. House Targaryen has finally become the ultimate winner. Now, I'm not going to wait till Daenerys makes the rules. We're going to make the rules right here. You people that are on the live chat going to make the rules for our House Targaryen fans. Here's the deal. First of all, one, martial law is in effect. Two, Joe Dirtlocks, who doubted Daenerys, is now enemy number one and the enemy of House Targaryen. If you see him, use precaution. We have private companies and mercenaries aimed at him. Two, we should
You're in trouble, Joe.
thank Phil for believing in us. And Phil will pour some wine. Anyway, I'm happy. Y'all happy. Jay is happy. Hemo is happy. Celebrate. I'm very happy about what we have. Now I want to thank all of you who believed in Daenerys. Daenerys. Here's to Daenerys and Aegon.
Daenerys is the queen. So Joe, you got a little time for a few more? Okay, yeah, Joe's not going anywhere. 985. Here we go. The last two episodes of Game of Thrones. We're on here. We're not going anywhere anytime soon. Thank you guys, everybody. So let's go.
What's up, Phil? What's up, Joe? I'm watching the guys thinking about this. The North is over. What's up, chat? Love the episode. Couldn't start going the other way. I think we saw a Targaryen with some really deep issues, but we also saw, I believe, another Targaryen look at the landscape, and lead. And I think little Grey Worm saw that. He ain't too happy. But it's interesting. I think if any convictions that Dany, might have had, I think hasn't gone full Mad Queen, but she's decided to break the wheel starting with the castle, which I guess that is a strategy. I would have loved to have seen a bit more, but I think we finally saw the rage of a Targaryen, but we also saw Jon as well and Arya. So I'm not as sure exactly where the next episode is going to go. I can kind of guess a bit, but I got to say I was going to watch the next episode regardless. But this one has me hyped for the next one just to see how it gets resolved. But yeah, they got me, man. I'm hooked. I want to see it, see how it goes. But yeah, guys, I think we're going to see some power plays coming up, or y'all think? I don't think we're going to see a complete betrayal of Dany. I think it's going to be literally letting her burn everything around her, and then people deciding where they're going to stand in the fire. Not so much leaving Dany, but deciding, okay, well, this is gone. This world we had before is gone as of today, and who's going to build it and what world we're going to build, and they're going to have to take a side. But all right, guys, a little bit of discussion about that. Y'all thoughts? Appreciate it. Thanks.
It's gonna be
have a good one, chat.
It's gonna be interesting to see how just everyone reacts to Dany after this. Is everyone gonna be just
Fear it is.
Fear it is. Is she just gonna isolate herself? Is Tyrion just immediately going to be killed? Is Jon heading back north and just ditching her at this point? And then she's gonna have to come after him? I'm curious how they're going to go with this last episode. It's very curious. VF Warlord, the Hound versus Mountain fight was awesome. You guys are just haters. I didn't say I didn't like it. Joe's a hater.
What was awesome about it?
I just had fun with it.
How? What did you get that you expected, and what did you get that you didn't expect?
What did I get that I expected? A couple fun one-liners, and the Hound ultimately winning the fight.
I'll call it a draw.
Draw. Okay, I'll take the draw. I'll take the draw.
So again, I gotta say, what did we get that we didn't expect?
Tom
Qyburn's death. That was pre-fight.
That was pretty funny.
That was good.
That was pretty funny.
Cersei running by like a scared little twat. That was good. Again, pre-fight. As far as the actual fight goes, we get a couple of blows and then a cutaway. Then we get a couple of blows, then a cutaway. Then we get stab, 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 eye gouge, which we've seen Mountain do before.
To better effect too. He did.
And then we've even seen the Hound go off a cliff before. None of this fight was fucking new. Not a single goddamn fucking thing in this fight was new. Don't tell me you fucking liked it.
Higher ground, Joe. I will say the Brienne and the Hound fight was better.
It was much better.
That was a really good fight. And
like honestly, it doesn't deserve that much rage. But seriously, there was nothing new in this fight. Yeah, how many fights can you have? How much new shit can you put in fights? But this was something that we were expecting, and they treated it like any other scene with cutaway, like it was just part of the regular siege. This was not part of the regular siege. This was something that fans have been waiting for since the moment we heard the fucking Mountain shoved his little brother's fucking head in a fire for playing with a goddamn fucking toy.
So, the horse was symbolism.
So speaking from every little brother in the fucking world out there who has suffered at the hands of a cuntish older brother, this was pathetic.
Mario's like, you guys are still on? I just got home. Awesome. Okay, so here we go. This is a counterpoint to Joe.
This is my counterpoint to Joe's argument that the show shouldn't have been made before the books were finished. One, the books may never get finished. Like seriously, because George R. R. Martin probably is making so much money from the rights he gave up for this show, whatever, as the creator and everything, that he is just swimming in a moat of money right now.
Stop. Right there, your argument falls short. If he never accepted the agreement to do it, the money wouldn't be flowing in, and he wouldn't be like, oh, I don't need to write it. So your argument is false. Okay, continue.
Two, have you looked at George R. R. Martin lately? He looks like he could go from a heart attack at any moment. Like seriously, I seriously think he could die before the book.
Yes.
And another most important reason why they couldn't do that: who would you get to play Tyrion if Peter Dinklage wasn't doing it?
Nobody.
Like, you name me another dwarf actor that you know could actually be as good as Peter Dinklage. Because I'll wait. I don't think one exists at all.
Okay. Did they have Peter Dinklage cast when they decided
for all those reasons? You couldn't wait for the book.
Stop. Did they have Peter Dinklage cast before they decided to greenlight this as a series? You answer me that, and then we'll discuss that point. Continue.
To be finished, because I'm at the point now where I believe that George R. R. Martin is either going to die or does not care really about finishing the book. Either that, or he's written himself so far into a hole with everybody so spread out in the books. He's so determined to get to finish the thing in two books that he can't figure out how to like pull enough strings or cut enough strings together to get all the storylines wrapped up within two books, because everyone is still so far spread out from each other in the book. All right, later.
That last point has to do with the fact that they decided to make a series about the books before they finished the books.
Yeah, we were talking about...
Nobody knew all this shit. He would have all the time in the world he needed to finish this shit without the pressure from the outside world.
Alex in the lab...
That being said, he's got the pressure from being high, meaning high blood pressure. That can kill him.
I don't have time I'm too lazy to go to the sound effect. Alex says, what do you guys make of Barristan Selmy's actor saying that George R. R. Martin finished both? I was talking about that a little bit earlier. I think he was just talking. I don't know if that's a legitimate thing.
What do I know about what? About who?
The actor that plays Barristan Selmy was said at some point in time, or I don't know if it was a joke or an aside. I haven't actually seen it, that both books are finished, that he was just waiting for the show to be over.
What's DOS? World of Warcraft and DOS. Oh, Winds of Winter and what's DOS?
Dream of Spring.
Okay.
Let's listen to one more voicemail, and then we're going to go to a couple of text messages and call this a show. So this is from 985.
Hey guys, Trevor at Top Loaded Gaming again. So, I thought this episode was fine. I think it was fine. I mean, the fight with the Hound was great. I thought the sort of thriller aspect with Arya was fine. I think the ending with Cersei and Jaime was kind of okay. I kind of think that Jaime wouldn't have went back to her and consoled her like that. But whatever. What I'm saying is the episode, I think, was mostly fine. But
these are not glowing reviews.
what it did prove, and I'm not going to share any of the spoilers, but what it did prove is that the spoilers are spot on, and the next episode is going to be a complete dumpster fire. So that's pretty much all I got. The episode was fine, and I think I'm checking out from here on in. I don't think I'm watching the last episode.
I don't think I'm watching the last episode.
Later.
Whoa. Okay. I did not. I'm soiled this so far, but I've heard that a lot tonight, that this means that whatever was leaked is all correct, and we don't want any leaks in the live chat, but whatever is leaked is
bittersweet.
Okay, so let's listen to let's take a couple of voicemails and then call this. Visually, the episode was beautiful, says area code 401. Where was the 20,000 Golden Company? They were useless. Danny burned the Iron Fleet.
It died as soon as the dragon burst out the fucking wall behind them.
Danny
Done.
burning the Iron Fleet was awesome. I was excited when she opened the main gate, but I couldn't handle her burning down King's Landing. She has to die. Will it be Jon or Arya? Will it be Jon or Arya, Joe?
I don't know. Tyrion.
Jon. Danny rode her dragon very well. Arya should be able to kill Cersei. War over. Lots of good stuff. And let's go over to area code 859. Phil, it's the last episode coming up. Let's have a showdown. Timo versus Katie Crow. Now, love you, Phil and Joe, but the question here is the other allies to join the fight for King's Landing. Or that was a different question. Okay. This is from M. Phil, it's Trisha. It looks like the spoilers were true. Do you think... Okay, I'm not going to answer that question right now. Area code 617. Danny should have flown straight for the Red Keep. Let Drogon and Danny be the last faces that Cersei sees heading towards her before she's engulfed in dragon fire. Save all those lives. Should Danny just have gone right to the Red Keep, Joe? After she destroyed all the scorpions? Yes. Area code 310, bro.
There was absolutely no need to burn all these citizens alive.
Yeah.
None whatsoever. She could have just flown to the Red Keep and destroyed it.
Yeah.
That's obviously what she did after she finished burning those fuckers alive. So, yeah. She just cunted up for no reason.
This is from area code 310. Bro, Phil, I love the episode. Say hello to my big-ass dragon. Don't at me. And this is area code 774. Says, Joe, explain why the Night King went into battle if the living couldn't beat the dead. Oh, no, different day. Sorry. I think Euron wanted the pride himself, or if he won, he could spread it. I think he wanted to kill Jaime for fucking his baby's mama. Maybe, but he didn't need to talk to the camera. He'd give
the whole Greyjoy bullshit should have been left out of the series. It was absolutely fucking stupid.
Yeah, you just hate Greyjoys.
I did. I think they're poorly written in the books, and I think that it was poorly transferred to television.
Except for
you knew that. You've always known that's my thought.
Except for Theon. Hey, Phil, so I think we can all see this coming, but Danny is going to deservedly die. So my question is, who do you think is the kill? And this is the question. I'm split 80-20 between Jon and Arya. I wouldn't bet on Arya, but I wouldn't be surprised. And do you think anyone will go down with her like Tyrion or Grey Worm? Joe, going into this last episode, and us being relatively unspoiled, or I know you are 100%. What do you think is going to happen? Who kills Dany and who doesn't make it?
Dude, I'm done predicting shit. I'm just gonna fucking close my eyes and sleep for the next 7 fucking days.
Yeah, and just wait for it to happen. So I think that is good. I think we basically cleared the deck of the voicemail.
I made my one prediction after episode, what was it, 2 this season? Right before episode 3. Remember, I think you played it on your feedback show, where I laid out how I thought the entire season was going to go from that point on.
Yep, I remember that.
And I was wrong right out the gate.
Dead wrong. As
soon as episode 3 started, everything Joe said was wrong for that prediction. I'm not predicting shit.
Yeah, Joe, Euron versus Negan. Who do you like? Euron versus Negan. Oh, we got Sansa killing Dany, a prediction. Joe's silence. Joe refuses. Joe, that question, Joe Dirty Locks refuses to answer.
There was a question? I didn't hear a question. I'm sorry. I just heard Sansa's.
There's something in his contract that if
there was a lot of like a dead air, and then you said Sansa.
Yeah.
Joe refuses.
If you say that Egan word, Joe just kind of shuts out there. Great recap. No, we're wrapping things up. But guys, everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Huge thanks to all of our amazing super chatters that and our incredible love that we got earlier from Leanna. Thank you, and to everybody else that hooked us up, and we're amazing. You guys are incredible, and it's so much fun to talk about Game of Thrones to you guys, and everyone in the live motherfucking chat, and all you guys that are still with us right now. This is incredible. It makes me not want to go, but I think I'm gonna let you guys go so we could all get some rest.
I gotta go to jury duty in the fucking morning.
Yeah.
I gotta go tell a judge and all these fucking lawyers how I think they're all bigoted fucks.
And that you're drunk, and that you're still
drunk and still high. Let me go home, you assholes.
Yeah, and fun, and I want to go watch Game of Thrones. So everybody,
no. So I got a question. I read all over the shit they sent me. Am I allowed to show up drunk and high?
I mean, it's probably probably frowned upon.
But I'm not allowed to, right? They
I don't know. I don't know. When I had jury duty, I did not go drunk or high. That's just me.
I'm going fucking blitzed out of my fucking trees.
Well,
I'm gonna pick on the bailiff.
Well, you should live stream that. You should make sure we.
Oh, they won't let me film in the courthouse.
Phil, before you go, recommend a movie to watch tonight. Okay, I'll recommend a couple things. If you haven't watched Dead to Me,
no big city lawyer.
I'm no big city lawyer, Joe, but I think you get in trouble if you did that, says Davos. And Tom, if I'm no big city lawyer, but I've actually really enjoyed the Netflix series that just came out, Dead to Me, with Christina Applegate. It was kind of fucked up and fun, and I binge watched it quick. It's a fun easy watch. They're like 30-minute episodes, so like 10 episodes is kind of like a quick bang out. What else did I watch recently? I watched a couple of shows really quickly. If you're looking for Netflix stuff, if you haven't watched Glow, I would binge watch the first 2 seasons of Glow, because rumor has it that Glow season 3 is going to be out at the end of June, I heard. So if catch up with that. Those are a couple of shows you could get watched. You could watch. Joe, just don't do that. Felicia, I got a letter for jury duty. I sent.
Just don't bring that.
Yeah, just don't do that.
No. Why can't I? I'm sure I can. It's legal in this state. If it's not a federal courthouse I'm walking into, why shouldn't I be allowed to bring some in with me? If I can bring cigarette pack in with me, why can't I bring a joint in with me?
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with you, Joe. Tom, yes, it's the one with Linda Cardellini or whatever. How do you pronounce her fucking name? Yes, and it's a good show. It's or I enjoyed it. It's not. I wouldn't say it's winning any. Christina Applegate gives a very cool, very interesting performance. It's comedy and drama and some other stuff. What's his name? Marsden from X-Men and from Westworld. What's James Marsden? Is that his name? Played Cyclops.
Yep.
And so yeah, it's interesting. So Arya and the Hound just put hoods in their head and walk in the front door, brandishing swords. Yeah, that makes sense. As long as you took the bus there. Public intoxication, just don't do it, Joe. man, I have too many Netflix shows to recommend. Timo, add that one to the list. I think you would very much enjoy it. Dead to Me, check it out. Chernobyl. I've heard good things about the first episode. I have not checked it out yet. I just watched the Ted Bundy Netflix movie with Zac Efron in it, which was interesting. And people are angry about characters acting out of character and regression. And of course, Joe and I, when the season of Game of Thrones are over with, because we've been having trouble catching up and doing it, for the people that have been asking, and I've gotten a couple messages about it, Joe and I will, yes, still be talking about Cobra Kai Season 2, but we will probably be waiting till after the Game of Thrones season, probably the week after the season ends, because it will give us something to talk about, and yeah. So, Joe, anything else to say about this episode that in how long?
I have lots of shit to say about this episode.
Than the 3 hours we've been on that you haven't already said. People are saying just show up high. Leanna's super chat is straight bail money for Joe when he goes to... That's true. I'll have to do that. Phil, do you love the film Don't Tell My Mama the Babysitter's Death? The dishes are done, dude. Yeah, I do like that movie. And I like that kid in it who was also in Adventures in Babysitting, and he was also in a couple of other things too. He was on
Thor.
Yeah, he was a Thor, the first movie appearance of Thor. Who plays Thor in that movie? It's somebody I know, right? Isn't it the Kingpin? Yeah, it's the Kingpin, right? Yeah, that's what it. Yeah, it's the Kingpin. Yep, and but I do like that movie. Hawk. Love you guys. Hawk is the funniest member of Cobra Kai. Holy shit, it has been 3 hours. I think each one of our... That's why I'm stalling time for like 3 or 4 minutes, because I think every one of our things have been very close to 3 hours this thing. Amanda gives a shout out to Katie Crow. Amanda says thank you, and VFW Hawk is funny. Good night, Brian, and good night to everyone. Elizabeth Shue, definitely
so hot.
Yep, amazing crush growing up, and hopefully
I lost a few layers of skin.
Oh my goodness. Fandom Descent, you're literally the only other fan and you don't even read the sequels. I love you, motherfucking chat, getting drunk and all that sort of shit, says Tom himself. And yeah. So, Joe, one more episode of Game of Thrones.
No.
One more fucking episode of Game of Thrones. Is there anything that you want that they possibly could do? Is there any great wish? What's your great wish going into this final episode?
This is what I want. I want right at the start of this episode.
When you wish.
This is going to seem a little out of the ordinary for a Game of Thrones episode, but I want it to start honed in on Stewie Griffin jumping into a fucking time machine, going back 8 years and telling D&D to fuck off and leave this shit alone until G.R. Martin is done with his fucking books.
Shut the fuck up, Joe.
You asked.
No. I asked you. You're the co-host. You're the fucking co-host. You fucking shit, buddy. You're my fucking. There's no getting away.
Woohoo!
Don't have to worry, get your shit, buddy.
Even if all the kids boo you. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
I see lots more Joe's right than ever.
Yeah, shut up. Okay, look, guys.
Look at top load right there.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.
Oh no, fuck you. Look, guys. I'm new to the channel, so I messed it up. It was not scripted. I hope it was okay. I said, oh, no, awesome. No, everything you said in the message was amazing. I didn't want to spoil anything. I just acknowledged it's spot on, so please let me know. No, what you were saying was generally fine. You didn't spoil anything specific. No. You just said that people would be pissed, dumpster fire, whatever. Like, that was vague enough for me. I'm sorry. Like, like, whatever. It happens. I had no issue with that. So, Joe, I guess it's time. It's time. Shit buddies. Oh my God, Joe rants are what I miss the most about I will miss the most about Game of Thrones. Well, make sure that if you like us for our Game of Thrones content, you stay subscribed to us and you request all sorts of stuff. Once Game of Thrones is over with, we're stuck doing a bunch of shitty shows. We need new good shows to do. We also need movies. We're gonna start reviewing movies more often as well, and we're going to keep on talking about Game of Thrones and find excuses to have topics, start ranking Game of Thrones with other television shows, start looking back on some seasons again, doing rewatches on the early seasons, because we're about time to not necessarily do a full rewatch, but look at some early episodes. We got a lot more fun Game of Thrones stuff, so if you enjoy our bullshit, you can join us for all new bullshit. And maybe we're going to start doing more generalized shows where we babble about lots of topics and bring up Game of Thrones and just take your questions and throw things in a lot of directions and not have every podcast necessarily be about a television show specific. So feel free, if you enjoy our bullshit, to stick around after the season. And we'll try to keep it mildly interesting for you guys, at least. Watch us degrade here. Read some goddamn books, people. I've been sub since season 5 or so it'll be weird without these shows. But don't worry. We're your shit buddy. That's why I wanted to quote shit buddy. You don't have to worry, we're your shit buddies. So everybody, we got one more episode of Game of Thrones. That's why I don't want to say goodbye, Joe. Do some Orville ones, guys. We should talk about Orville season 2 and Discovery season 2. And I want to do some more Star Trek crap. Picard's coming soon. Picard. Good night, everybody. Okay, Joe, if you haven't already and you enjoyed this video or this podcast, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button on YouTube. If you're listening to this on iTunes or anywhere else, please subscribe, give us some star ratings, all sorts of reviews and all sorts of shit. Do all that stuff. Help more people find the podcast. And thank you to Joe, and especially thank you to the live motherfucking chat and to our super chatters tonight. And to our new patrons that we added a few more patrons this week as well. So thank you for that. We got some patron-only content coming up after the season of a couple of clips I got from some of our feedback shows, off-the-air discussions, and some stuff I got with Joe last week, with Drunk Joe last week. So it should be fun. And I hope you guys
Secret Drunk Joe confronting. Secret Drunk Joe recording.
No, I think we need to just sound cap what you said first, and I need to capture that audio. I need to capture that audio.
Capture it all, baby.
Yeah, I gotta capture it all. Oh my goodness, we've been talking too long. Good night, everybody. Oh my goodness. Oh, God. Thank you so much again to Leanna, and thank you to all the rest of the super chatters. I can't believe it. This is an epic, crazy night. You guys are amazing. Just like that.